Oops, sorry if you could hear my chair. Hello, everyone. Hello, Blooper. Hello, Star. Hello, Shota. Thank you for being here. And thank you for all the ideas for commands. Some of them I can't use, but because there's other people's, but that poop command blooper. Interesting. I'll think about that. I mean, we already have the beans command that makes you gassy, so I guess poop would just be the next step after that. How are you guys doing today? I'm doing good. I'm a little sleepy because I ate some food and I don't know, the place I ate at, when I eat there, I always get tired, but I couldn't be like, I couldn't say no to it, you know? Milo has exclamation mark piss. Okay, then we need to add poop. Hold on, I think I could do that right now. Hold on. Okay. Da-da-da. Da-da-da. Yum, yum, yum. She finally eats, yes. What can the poop command be? What are your ideas? Because I don't have any ideas. Did you really? Yes, I really ate! I ate and I'm sleepy because of it. That's why I usually don't eat before streams. So I get sleepy. But honestly, what can the poop command be? Because I'm making it right now. Let me go to this real quick. Hold on. I kind of just said it for the gag. Well, now I'm doing it, so it's your fault. There we go. I'll do a shitty one right now. Literally. Oh, I got it. Okay. There we go. I'll add emojis later. That's what I'm doing. That's what it's going right now. So that's a new command. Thanks to Blooper. Everyone say thank you to Blooper. Even though she just did it for the gag. Doesn't matter. Gag on Trixie's poop. And absorb her magical essence. Gross. Blame Blooper. But yes, today we're playing my first playthrough of, what is it called? Our Life. Wait, I always forget the fucking name of this. I have to look. Our Life, Beginning and Always. It's really pooper blooper. Sorry, Bloop, you have a new name. Or Blooper's Pooper. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's just funny. That's funny. Okay. Yeah, but we're playing, I couldn't think of a title because I literally put it in like 5 minutes before the stream, so this is as good as it's gonna get. Aw, Blooper, are you upset? Is it because your pooper is burning or something? Is that why you're firing off guns? Because that's how it feels. I'm just kidding. I won't joke about that. Blame Star. He's the one that said it. Right? It was Star? Yeah. I just changed it around. But yeah, we're streaming at a later time than usual because, like I said, I ate, but I had to go eat at a little later time, so I wouldn't have made it to 1 or 12. So yeah, it's 2. Why are you shooting me, Star? You're the one that started this. It's funny already. Okay. What else was I saying? Yes, last time in the game, we're still in our childhood. We still have a few scenarios to go through, and then we can go to the next stage of life. We met Cove. Cove was his name, right? And we met his... I was gonna say his husband, his father. His father! What was it? Like Clint or something? But I call him Clavier because he looks like Clavier from Ace Attorney. And we met our dear sister and mommy. Oh, and Shiloh, who was very adorable. I mean, they were all adorable. But yes. Let me get the game started. Da 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 da. I don't even know if I'm right with the music, but here we go. Okay. Let's switch over to gameplay. Oh gosh. Oh, there we go. Okay, we're good. We're good. I thought we had the same trouble as last time, but I know how to fix that now if we do have that trouble again. Oh, it's taking a little while. Load. Where were we? We were on 8, this one. Okay. But yeah, I don't think I had anything else to say, so I guess we'll just get right into the game. If I did have something else to say, I don't remember it. So we're gonna go right into the game. Okay, which one should we do next? We did Runaway, which is fun, and we did Fireflies. Oh my gosh, this whole stream is gonna be doing all these. I think that's the whole stream, and then next stream will end the summer and move on to the next part of our life. But let's try to get through all these. That's also kind of why I didn't want to talk too much, because I need to get through these. So what should we do? Shopping, grown-up, long day, sandcastle, library, ghost, barbecue, sleepover. I want to do sleepover last because that sounds the cutest. Let's do, okay, pretzels. There's a pretzel there and I like pretzels. What do you guys think? Dun, and dun. There we go. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Oh, how's the game audio? I always forget to ask. How's the game audio? How does it sound? I actually need to turn it up for me. Ghost? Ghost? Okay. How's the game audio? We'll do ghosts then. I'm here for the swoops. Louder? Okay. How's that? Done. Okay, okay. Let's do ghost. Okay. Let me drink some water real quick. Okay. The night was incredibly still. You really couldn't ignore how silent it was. It was almost eerie. You could even hear Lizzie snoring in the next room over. It was hard to believe how much of a blur today was. Summer sure did slip right past you. You flicked through the moments like pages in a scrapbook as you laid in bed. The ones that stuck out all seemed to include your new neighbor, Cove. It was funny how he'd become such a big part of your life in such a short span of time. You thought a lot about what adventures you could have tomorrow until deep sleep started to catch up to you. Then you heard something scrape against the window. It wasn't that uncommon for the wind to push a tree branch against the glass. Summer breezes were the worst sometimes. But the more you tried to ignore it, the louder it seemed like it became. It was like something was trying to get your attention. You lifted your head off the pillow to get a better look. Nothing was there. Nothing you could see, at least. You went back to bed. It was only your imagination. You had to investigate. Yeah, you have to investigate. Oh, hey, Puzzle. Hi, Puzzle. Oh my gosh, what is that? Hi, Puzzle. How's your day been? How's your day been? I actually ate today, and if the food I ate is making me a little bit sleepy, but that's okay. I'll be fine. We're playing, what is it called? Our Life, Beginning and Always, I think it's called. I always forget what it's called. Sorry, I'm a mess right now. Hello, it's been great. That's great to hear. I'm glad. Yeah, I'm starting a little later than usual because I had to go eat with family, which was very fun. A visual novel? Yes, it's a visual novel dating sim that I played on Valentine's Day, but wanted to continue because we didn't really get to... It's like a long game, it seems, and we didn't get to like the juicy parts yet. We're still kids in this part of the game. Yeah, we got to create our character, and we met our neighbor, and now we're doing a scenario that's called Ghost. So, I better get spooked. You practically jumped out of bed and crept down the stairs to go outside. Your moms were still awake. They stayed up so late, it seemed. Luckily, they were watching TV and didn't hear the soft click in the front door opening as you slipped past. You looked around the neighborhood for a few seconds, checking over each individual house. It looked normal, but it didn't feel that way. You knew you weren't supposed to be out here right now. Made you regret... It was exhilarating. It scared you. Made you regret your accident. It was exhilarating! Knowing how we ran away the last time we played this, it was exhilarating. Your chest was light and you couldn't keep the grin from your face. No one had permitted you to go out. In fact, no one even knew you were out, and yet here you were. You wondered what else you could do. What other rules were so ingrained that you had never even considered that they could be broken? What kind of ghost? A Patrick Swayze ghost? I have no idea what that means. That name sounds familiar, but I don't know who that is. That name sounds so familiar, though. But I guess we'll find out what kind of ghost. I am very uncultured in knowing a lot of people. It's a movie? Oh, okay. Oh, Cope's here. Is he gonna look like SpongeBob again? What was the voice I gave him? Aura? Oh no, he doesn't look like SpongeBob right now. Aww. Patrick is an actor. Yeah, I assumed he was an actor. But thank you, Star. You twitched at the sudden call, immediately calming down upon seeing Cove walking up to you. It was strange and yet completely normal to have him appear like this right now.
What are you doing? I saw you standing around the middle of the street from my window. You weren't sleeping either. Why not?
Cove turned up his lips to smile, almost as if he were amused by the question.
Because...
I'm glad you're here. You should be in bed. Did you hear a weird noise? You could tell you hit the nail on the head by the way his eyes widened.
Yeah, you knew? I heard it too. That's why you came out, huh?
Cove hesitated for a moment, looking down the street before his aquamarine eyes fell on you again.
Did it scare you?
No.
I was scared. It's okay, Cove. We're safe. And we have each other.
Thanks. Aw. 105 scratches. Your reassurance definitely seemed to ease his fear, at least a little.
I was kind of wondering if it was the wind, but what if it's not? What if it's a person? What if it's something that's not a person?
The unsettling noise suddenly rushed through the air. Cove and you flinched.
It sounds even worse than before.
You were about to agree with him when the noise came yet again, tearing through the still night. The two of you rapidly looked around, trying to find the source, but to no avail. There was no sign of an answer to this puzzle. You thought that... Had to be a ghost. It could be anything. There's gotta be a regular reason for it. It had to be a ghost! Invisible, creepy thing luring children from their beds? It had to be a monster. You're becoming more and more excited by the thought. Imagine yourself as some famous ghost hunter. Cove didn't seem to share your enthusiasm, and that kept you from getting totally lost in the daydream. The most important thing was making sure he would be okay, even if you had to be the one to protect him.
Hey, can you tell where it's coming from?
Oh, he voiced that, but you could barely hear it.
Then we'll have to look more, somewhere else. Maybe we'll see something. Okay, let's go.
As you walk the familiar streets of your neighborhood... Hey, Froggy! Ribbit! Ribbit! How are you doing, Froggy? We're playing Our Life, Beginning and Always. I got it right this time, I think. We're continuing the story. I'm good. How are you? I'm doing good. I'm just a little bit sleepy because I started streaming later than usual because I had to go eat with some family, which was very fun, but I'm a little sleepy because of all the food. But it's okay. I'm excited to get into this game and try to finish all the scenarios in this section. So yeah. Oh my gosh. Thank you for rubbing my stomach. I guess that makes sense since I just ate. Oh, my kitty. My actual kitty in real life just came by on my legs to rub against my legs. It's so cute. Why is your stomach growling? It's my food digesting. It's not growling. It's the food digesting. As you walk the familiar streets of your neighborhood, you found yourself taking the lead while Cove hung back behind you. You were happy to let him rely on you. Shadows cut corners and angles you didn't expect them, distorting the features you saw every day. The noise came again, shrill and hard. It set your teeth on edge the way it ground its way through you. Aw. Cove's throat bobbed. His eye glistened in the dim light. You focused ahead. We don't need to be scared. You offered him your hand. You comforted him. Aw, I want to offer him my hand. That's so cute. Oh, that's so fucking cute! You really wanted to be there for him and wanted to show that. Your hand was left up for him to take. Oh, look at his face. He looks so adorable. Co's mouth opened wordlessly. There was a pause, but ultimately he accepted the offer. His hand was really sweaty, but it didn't bother you. That's how my hands would probably be. So I get nervous about everything. Cope shut his eyes and pressed his lips together. Your fingers locked around each other even tighter. Aww.
Where did you want to check?
The hills behind my house, the beach, the park. Let's see. The hills behind my house, the beach, the park. The park? The private playground was as empty as ever, yet the mysterious sound could still be heard, hanging heavy and ominous in the air. You ran away, but you kept going forward. You snuck back to your neighborhood quietly. You couldn't stop when you had already gone so far. You had to find out what was going on. Clover was practically shaking when he realized it had progressed far enough to reach here. He swallowed hard, but faced you with a determined face. Okay.
My dad says, good detective work starts at home. He watches a lot of crime shows, so maybe it would be good to look closely. Okay.
The two of you swept through every corridor of the park. No monkey bar swing or tire went unchecked.
Huh.
He was squatting on the ground, squinting at something in his hand. Intrigued, he checked over his shoulder so you could see too. Cove held in his open palm, coiled inside was the length of a sparkly chain, grains of salt embedded in the fine links. Lifting it up, it became apparent how this had come to be here. You'd seen bracelets and necklaces enough to recognize that the clasp which held it together had snapped.
It's broken. It's silver. Werewolves hate silver. Other things too. I think if this noise is caused by a monster...
We could protect ourselves with it. You'll scare away with junk. What if it's not real silver? Protect ourselves with it. We could protect ourselves with it. Oh, look at him!
Yeah!
He flicked the chain as if cracking a tiny whip.
I wonder if there's anything else we could use out here.
Cuff considers this frowning.
I should have grabbed some garlic before I left.
His frown evolved into a scowl.
Probably wouldn't have worked. Dad doesn't have real garlic. He gets fake garlic? It's little flakes in a jar, not real balls you have to cut up like Mom uses.
We won't need it anyway. That can't taste good. It's still garlic, just already chopped up. Flakes might be easier to use. Sorry if you heard me cracking my knuckles.
We could sprinkle them around as we walked.
I guess. From his begrudging tone, you could tell he was still firmly on the side of fresh garlic. Even though you had exhausted all the possible places to search in the park, the sound still rang through the air, mocking you.
Should we look somewhere else?
You didn't want to keep going? We could check the hills behind my house too. We could check the beach too. Oh, this place is so pretty. You and Cove ascended the hill. It was lit only by the stars in the night sky. The wind rippled through the grass and ruffled your hair. Without the sun's light to translate what you were seeing, every bush in the distance looked like a creepy figure or towering monster. The noise was quieter here, whether that was because of what was causing the noise, whether that was because of what was causing the noise was coming to an end, or because you were further from the source, you couldn't be sure. The top of the hill was an excellent vantage point to survey the town from. Everything appeared normal. There was no out-of-place sight pinpointing the answer to this mystery. Without visible markers to guide your way, you supposed it was up to you and Cove to deduce the source of the sound. The hill had many great hiding places, and you intended to check them all. You upturned rocks, peered up trees, and rummaged in the thick grass for anything that might bring some closure on all of this. Cove stuck close to you as you hunted for the source of the noise. When the shrieking noise shook the air, he shook too. You wanted to be there for him. Seeking to ease his nerves and put aside spooky thoughts, you decided to strike up conversation with him. You searched for a topic that was more fruitful than your search for the noise. Your eyes fell on Cove's cast, and you were instantly inspired.
Have you broke?
Oh my gosh, I need water. Okay, I'm good.
Have you broken any other bones? No. Oh.
Turned out that wasn't much of a engaging topic for him at all. My arm was broken before too.
Really? Before you moved here. Wow, we're the same that way.
Put it into your injury discussion. That put it into your injury discussion, but Cove's calmer mood alleviated the bleak atmosphere like you hoped it would. Cove cast his eyes out to the darkness, feeling bolder.
Does this make you feel strange? We were people who heard weird noises at night and are out looking for what it is. It's like we're at the start of a book or movie that we're the main characters. Yeah.
It's a fantasy story, it's a documentary, it's an action story, it's a horror story. It's a documentary. I don't want to scare him more, so let's say it's an action story. Okay. Excuse me, sorry if you heard me burp.
When they went out to investigate, they didn't expect to uncover diamond smugglers. Why would these make a bunch of noise? Shouldn't they be extra quiet?
This is
all a distraction they set up to hide their real crimes. They'll explain it all when we stumble into their base. Then we'll break free and get the police.
Well, whatever the noise was, you're confident that you had established that it was not coming from the hill. You stretched out arms reaching towards the sky like you were about to grab one of the twinkling stars. Your body feeling heavy now, no longer spurred by fear and adrenaline. However, the noise had not been located. You listened for it, hoping that something about its call would finally click for you. It didn't come.
What? It's gone?
Cove, who had been admiring one of the poppies, perked up at that. He put a finger to your lips and watched as he went through the same verification process as you.
It stopped, but what was it in the first place? I don't know.
That was that then. There was no need to stay out here any longer, without a single clue or even the noise itself to lead you. You felt bad. You felt your bed calling you. It was a much sweeter, friendlier call than the one that had lured you out of bed in the first place. No, I wanted to find ghosts! The night was still as you walked home, with none of the usual background noises or eerie whistles from before. You could hear every step you and Cove made like a cough in the movie theaters. The two of you came to a halt outside your front door. Never before had it looked so ominous. You wrung your hands nervously. Would your absence have been noticed? Sorry, no ghouls, blooper.
Do you sneak out a lot?
Not really. This is the first time.
Lots.
You were telling the truth. Ghoulish, are you? Oh my gosh.
I like being out late. Me too, it's not a big deal.
He looked at the ground sheepishly, like recalling how frightened he had been up until just recently.
Usually. Are you worried about getting caught? No.
He was so forthright that you believed him completely.
But your dad, won't he get mad or sad if he catches you? He's never happy with what I do. Oh.
You didn't know how to react. You stayed out. You encouraged Cove to see more positive. You sympathized.
That must be hard. Yeah, he and Mom do what they want. Why shouldn't I? Alright, I'm going in. Okay, good night. Good night, Cove. Thank you for coming with me tonight. You made me feel better about stuff. I want to say thanks to you.
You beamed at him. You turned the doorknob slowly as a clock's minute hand. Holding your breath for a telltale click of the lock, then nudged it open. When all that happened was the door opening rather than the blaring alarms that you feared, you melted with relief. Back inside your house, you were surprised to find your mom still watching TV. Weirder still, it looked like they were on the same show as they were watching before you left, yet you were positive you've been out investigating for hours. Perhaps you could use their discretion to your advantage. If you could just get up the stairs, you would be safe from suspicion. But how could you get there? Sneak past nonchalantly. Okay, let's do nonchalantly like we're getting something to eat or something. Sometimes the best thing you could do is hide in plain sight. You strode across the room in the direction of the staircase. Ara? Your moms knew you were up, but they had no idea why. They abandoned the couch and their show to hurry over. They were still in the state of surprise. You weren't in trouble yet.
Are you okay?
What are you doing down here, sweetie? Did you have a bad dream? You lied, you did not. You told the truth, you lied, you did not answer. chaos. We lied. You couldn't bring yourself to own up to what you had done. Plus, we're a kid.
I heard scary noises, so I came down here.
Their surprise gave way to concern. Honey, Mom took you by the hand and led you up the stairs. Woof! Is our mom a dog? Why does she sound so breathy? I don't know. Because I'm getting tired from doing all these voices. That's why she sounds breathy, Blooper. Why is our mom barking? Woof, your hand is cold. Why didn't you come over to us?
I was supposed to be in bed.
Alright, you won't ever be in trouble for coming to us when you're frightened. We'd much rather have you came to us and try to solve things all by yourself. Her phrasing made you feel bad. Your nervousness ate at you as you were tucked into bed. Your mom's assumed that your flushing and insistence on delving under the covers was part of your fear and spoke to you softly until you calmed down enough to peep out from underneath the sheets. Once your moms had left, you turned over the night's adventure in your mind. It was still hard to believe that you'd really done it. It was harder still to believe that you got away with it. Even now, you have expected to be caught somehow. Perhaps... Is it a scoff, maybe? Probably. Even now, you have expected to be caught somehow. Perhaps you left the door ajar or trailed sand where they already swept up. You hoped Cove had gotten home okay, though he hadn't been worried. Being told off was never fun. Wriggling down deeper underneath the sheets, your thoughts turned to the unsolved mystery. You and Cove had only just begun to scratch the surface of it. Maybe you should solve it. Maybe you'd solve it, and maybe you wouldn't. But what mattered was that you shared the experience with each other. You were so energized by the night's excitement that you tossed and turned in bed for some time, thinking up theories to share with Cove when you next saw him. Sleep eventually claimed you, but the adventure merely resumed in your dreams. The next morning proceeded mostly like usual, though your mom seemed to be giving extra consideration since finding you last night. You later learned Cove didn't end up in trouble for the nightly escapade either. It was unclear whether that was because his dad chose not to punish him or if Cove got away with it. It was amazing that it all worked out for both of you. As for the sounds that started this all, the adults around were convinced it was nothing more than the wind. For your imaginative mind, that wasn't nearly enough. How could they accept something so simple, so easily? Maybe it'd make more sense when you're a grown-up too. That was Ghost, and we can't replay it. I want to get more endings on that, because I know you could get different endings, I think, for each one. That was cute. I liked that we held Cove's hand. That was cute. What should we do next? What should we do next? Let's do shopping, because that seems like the most boring one. Come back before it gets dark, alright, sport? Oh my god. Oh, thank you for punching Alex with, like, no power star. And in a game he's not even in. The familiar voice drifted across the street and drew your attention away from the snail you've been watching inch slowly across the pavement. Oh, he's back in his SpongeBob clothes. Cove waited in front of his dad, pushing his green hair back off his face from where the breeze was blowing over his glasses. He looked to be paying only a mild amount of attention as he was being handed a few slips of green paper. It reminded of you when you first met Mr. Holden, although he's probably not paying Cove to be friends with himself. Cove's dad seemed to feel your gaze somehow, or maybe you made a noise because a second later his eyes were on you. He waved you over with a smile. He looked happy to see you, but you still felt a little weird for getting caught. You gotta learn how to be more sneaky. You brushed your hands together to free them of sand, then jogged over to the two, smiling at Cove first, then his dad.
Alright, hi.
How's it going?
Good to see you again. What assignment are you up to today, Ara?
Nothing.
You toed the pavement in front of you. It would be nice to tell them about the snail you found, but you didn't know if they liked snails. Did we name the snail Gary? After you finished answering the question, Mr. Holden's attention returned to Cove, who was preoccupied with folding the bills he had into a tiny rectangle. Sounds fun. It does? You weren't sure about that. You know, Cove was about to hit the stores by the beach. Why don't you go with him? You gave a ready nod, turning to squint in the direction of the stores like you could see the goods they had to offer all the way from where you stood.
Oh, is that okay? I don't mind.
Great, I'm sure you guys will have loads of fun. Mr. Holden reached into his pocket and pulled out a leather wallet filled with money. You found it odd since your mom's only ever seemed to have cards in theirs. Here. He leaned in to pass a crisp 10 to Cove, giving him a wink and a whisper. Get something for your friend, too. Sure. That's my boy. Cove's dad ruffled his son's hair as he was straightening back up. The bill in his hand still held out towards the green-haired boy. Take care. Cove accepted the bill after a second and slipped it into his pocket. Then with one last nod to his dad, he turned and started walking. You followed after him, intrigued at the possibility this outing might bring. Cove straight towards the gentle tide creeping up the sand, and you fell into place beside him. It was a nice day. The sun was shining and there weren't many clouds in the sky, though the wind coming off the ocean kept it from being too hot. You took in a deep breath, enjoying the scent of salt and ocean air. When you looked at Cove, he was dragging his feet through the sand a little. You slowed it down to wait for him. His eyes searched the ground intently. You looking for shells? Are you looking for snails? Are you looking for shells? Cove startled a little at the sound of your voice and mumbled, sort of. Ugh. If you see any, can you, if you see any, wait, I lost his voice. If you see any, you can let me know. Oh my god, I lost his voice, oh god. Oh god, this is going bad. You could manage that. You dropped your view to the sand, walking carefully. Oh, thank you for the hydrate, Star. Okay, I'm hydrated. You can manage, right? You dropped your view to the sand, walking carefully so you didn't step on any. You were good at finding shells. You had a lot of them at home and always found new ones whenever you visited the beach. The comforting sound of the waves filled the silence with pleasant white noise, and you played a little game with yourself as you walked along, getting as close to the water as possible without getting wet. It resulted in you having to run up the sand quickly when a wave rushed in more than a few times, and although Cove threw a few glances your way, he didn't say a word. What did you want to go to the shops for?
I need a new sand pail. Yeah, what happened to your old one?
Cove's nervous eyes seemed to think deeply for a second.
It disappeared. What? Really?
Dove ducked his head down, laid his fingers behind his back. Didn't seem like he was going to continue, so you nudged his arm.
How did it happen? How did that happen?
Well, covered his mouth and shut it again, considering.
I took it to the beach one day. Uh-huh. When I got home, it wasn't anywhere. You left it there? Nope, it wasn't at the beach when I went back. Then you lost it. It disappeared. What about you? What do you do out here? Like looking at fish, I like swimming. I don't come to the beach a lot. I like to build sandcastles, nothing. I like swimming. Cove's lips curled up in a small smile. Me too. It occurred to you that you hadn't been swimming in a while. There was just so much to do before school started up again and so little time. Once you reached the shopping area, the noise level grew exponentially. No longer just waving footsteps, but the chatter of people enjoying the lovely summer day, the call of birds trying to find bits of food left behind, and lots of salespeople trying to get attention. You sniffed the air as you walked beside Cove. You could still smell the ocean, but there were other scents now too. Pizza, pretzels, hot donuts. Man, now I want a donut and a pretzel. It's nice. The energy surrounding the area seemed to fill you, and there was a bounce in your step as you began looking at all the familiar sights. There were so many things to do, you didn't know where to begin. You looked at Cove, hoping he was just as excited as you were. Cove was glancing from one side of the street to the other with a look in his awkward eyes you couldn't quite work out. What's that? Cove pointed to a large crowd of people gathered near a few tables with large colorful umbrellas blooming from their middles. You couldn't see past the adults who were blocking the way, but you knew there must be something worth seeing. Without another word, the two of you hurried over to see what all the commotion was about.
Amazing Alexander. Okay. Is this a magician? Oh my god. Feast your eyes on the amazing Alexander. In the center of the crowd was a man with a tall hat and a funny green coat and that had 3 long tails. There was a little table next to him with a cloth hanging over it that read The Amazing Alexander in glittery golden script. Why tell people his name if it's already on a sign? Pope hummed with understanding, then turned to walk away, just as the Amazing Alexander began shuffling a deck of cards. Hey, he's the magician! You bit your lip, reluctant, starting to fall after Cove again. No! Go back to the magician! You continued looking over your shoulder, however, wanting to see as much as you could before you got too far away. Hey. Not watching where you were going proved to be a bad idea as you bumped right into Cove.
Oh, sorry. Did you want to stay or something? If that's okay.
He briefly lifted his arms off his sides before returning them to place.
You could have said so.
Without that, it began. The magic man pulled one card out of the deck, showing it to the curious onlookers. It was a 4 of diamonds. For anyone that's watched Alice in Borderland, that would be an intelligence game that's a 4 level difficulty. So not too bad. But I still probably fail it. Watch closely. You did, squeezing through a few of the adults onlookers to get a better view. Suddenly the man snapped his fingers and the card just disappeared.
Whoa!
The Amazing Alexander who had earned his title turned his head and looked directly at you. He reached out with a kind smile. Oh, thank you for petting Trixie, Shota. And only 23 scratches, that's good. What's this behind your ear?
Nothing?
It was true, you didn't keep anything there. He smelled like popcorn and candy when he stepped closer, and you wrinkled your nose in confusion as you watched him. Thank you for feeding Blooper. He felt a tug and then he pulled a 4 of diamonds from behind your ear. What? You didn't know. You knew that it couldn't really have come from your ear, but you still didn't know how you done it. There was a light applause from the crowd, and the man gave a deep bow. This is for you. The magician plucked a pair of balloons from the clump and tied them down to his table. Both were in the shape of a dolphin instead of being a normal circle. Oh, this is so cute. We got dolphin balloons. And one for your friend too. Thank you for being my assistant.
Wow.
Now you are really grateful he chose you. After that, he went to someone else in the crowd. Pick a card, any card. Ow. I was going through, putting my hand through my hair and I got a tangle.
My uncle does that every time he visits. Something balloons, stuff with cards.
Ko spoke plainly while reaching over to take the dolphin that had been designated for him. Maybe it wasn't so special. Ko was just in the front. At least he had a fun time. You wonder if Koto's family was magic. If so, he was lucky. The crowd started to clear some. That would explain the hair. The crowd started to clear some, and you noticed to the side there was a whole rack of brightly colored kaleidoscopes on display. You walked past toys, you picked the magic 8-ball, you picked the Rubik's Cube, you picked up a kaleidoscope. I want to pick up a kaleidoscope because they're cool, but I feel like we should do the magic 8-ball because of that command we have. What do you guys think? That's like a option apparently. We'll do a kaleidoscope. No. Oh, this is tough. No, not a Rubik's Cube. I'm not picking Rubik's Cube. Those piss me off. I can't do them. Let's do kaleidoscope.
Oh.
You shifted your balloon string to your other. You shifted your balloon string to your other hand so you could bring the mysterious tunnel to your eye. A whole palette of colors appeared right in front of you, spinning it into all kinds of different shapes as you twisted the end of the tube. Cole picked up one and looked through, twisting the tube at the end. After a second, he set it back on the rack, moving to the other side of the stall. He went under the awning, careful of his own floating dolphin, and you joined him. Did you have places like this in your old town? Cole blinked at you for a moment, and you wonder if you shouldn't have asked. You know how much you missed that place.
Not really.
You nodded in understanding, looking over at the stalls nearby.
Oh my god! You're so cute!
My voice, Jesus. Oh my god, are we gonna have a Makoto and Haru childhood moment from Free where... You okay? Yes, I'm okay. Are we gonna have a Makoto and Haru moment from Free when they were kids and they both went for the same keychain? That'd be adorable. While Cove looked at sand pails, you were drawn to the table with colorful keychains laid on it. They were some in the shape of sea creatures, and there was a plaque that read "Handmade" standing proudly in front. There were lots of different types. You saw a dolphin, a shark, a crab, a turtle. You picked the dolphin, shark, crab, turtle. I want the dolphin because that's what it was in Free. And I want I want to recreate that. Oh yeah, we have a balloon animal like it. Your hand stopped on the dolphin, so similar to your balloon animal. It was made of a bright material that caught the sunlight when you picked it up. You remember once seeing a pod dolphin swimming out in the distance at the beach, jumping out of the water and splashing as they dived back in again. That was a great day. You were instantly enamored. Checking the price though, your heart fell. $6. You didn't know much about money, but you thought that was a lot to spend on one thing. You rarely had more than a $5 bill to your name. Though that changed the day you met Cove and his dad, you still had the $20 bill Mr. Holden gave you hidden away in your room. It was a grand sum of money, but you couldn't spend something that was at home instead of in your pocket. Maybe you'd have to ask your moms to bring you here again one day, now that you knew what you wanted.
Is that what you want? Huh? Oh, it's $6. I didn't bring any money. It's fine.
I don't want you to get it to me. You don't have to. Hooray. Are you sure? Really, really? Let's do really, really. Cove took the keychain from your hands out, and that was that. He was holding a small yellow bucket for himself, too.
I was always gonna get you something. I already got the money for it.
You were a little nervous, but happy with your purchase nonetheless. It was nice of Cove's dad to let Cove buy something for you, too. After Cove paid, the two of you stepped out of the store side by side, your balloon dolphins knocking together and spiraling around in the air. You watched Cove hold up his new pail to his face, examining it thoroughly.
Hey, Cove? Yeah?
Thanks for getting me it. Does your dad always give out money like that? Thanks for getting me it.
It's alright.
It wasn't clear if he really knew how much you appreciated it.
What?
You were going to thank him for the keychain, but instead you just shook your head, smiling. Cove raised an eyebrow, but didn't push the issue. Cove looked further down the street where different food carts were lined up. He rested his non-cast arm over his stomach, and just as he did, yours let out a slight growl. You hadn't eaten since breakfast, and after all this wandering around, you were definitely ready for some lunch.
Let's get some food. Yeah.
You two wandered around a short while, looking at all the delicacies that were available. Everything looked delicious, and as the different smells, both sweet and salty, wafted over to you, your stomach growled even louder. After passing up hot dogs, snow cones, ice cream, and pizza, you both agreed on pretzels. Pretzels! Cove got something sweet and cinnamon, and you got one with chocolate, got the same, one with sprinkles, one with cheese, a plain one. Okay, I would get the same thing. Those are the pretzels I like. You licked your lips hungrily as the vendor handed you pretzel over, ready to take a big bite. Your mom didn't like you to eat too much sugar, but this was a special occasion. The little cup of icing looked too delicious to pass on. You found an empty table close enough to the beach that the grit of the sand made terrible noise when you dragged the chairs out to sit down.
These balloons are gonna make it hard to eat.
Cove placed his bucket on the table as he stared at his balled-up hand that was wrapped around the string. You opened your mouth to agree before an idea hit you.
I know.
After carefully placing your pretzel somewhere it wouldn't get sandy, you took the balloon dolphin out of Cove's hand and tied it in a delicate bow around his wrist.
Oh.
Cove bounced his arm up and down in place, testing the stability of the knot. After watching his balloon jostle around but remain attached, he smiled satisfied. This is so cute.
Could you help me too? I can't tie it to my own wrist.
He repeated the ritual. Cove struggled somewhat with the cast restricting his fingers on one hand and a string already tangled around the other.
Got it.
The two of you saw a moment admiring your handiwork, both hands now free to allow easy munching on your pretzels. We're a smart cookie. You bit into the doughy treat, savoring the taste on your tongue with a smile as you looked over the ocean. After a time, you finished your pretzels. You were done before Cove. It was boring not having anything to do. You pulled on the string on your balloon to bring it down to your level, then you held the dolphin in your hands, manipulating it to make it look like it was jumping through the air. If you turned to face towards the beach, it almost looked like it was swimming in the waves like a real dolphin. A laugh came from your side. When you glanced back at Cove, he had the same remaining part of his pretzel. He had left the remaining part of his pretzel on the wrapper, and he was gripping his dolphin too. Mine's name is Merryweather. He's a prince of dolphins. My name is Splash. They star in movies. Mine's name is Cherry. She's actually an alien. Mine's name is Sam. They're just a regular dolphin. Cherry? Okay, she's actually an alien.
When no one is looking, she transforms back into her true alien self. She has purple skin and 10 eyes.
You sighed, wishing you could meet a real-life alien.
What's yours?
Cove considered this question, placing the balloon against the table and resting his free arm across it in contemplation. It's... With a loud pop, the dolphin exploded into ribbons.
Oh no.
Oh no! For a second, all Cove did was gape in shock like you. Then his cheeks puffed up, squinting eyes, and then you saw tears start to glisten. No! He would be alright. You offered Cove to give Cove you offered to find Alexander. You made a joke.
Maybe the amazing Alexander is still there. I'm sure he'll give you another one if we tell him what happened.
For a long second, Cove gave a tiny nod of his head. You took his hand. Yes, take his hand again. You took a hold of Cove's hand. He brought his gaze back down and gripped yours in turn. Cheerio wandered up the street but saw no sign of the amazing Alexander. Finally, you were forced to give up. Still, it seemed to lift Cove's spirits, and that was good. Passing a Cove's balloon was the last major event of your adventure. In the end, the two of you headed back late that afternoon. You separated on the beach, and while Cove went straight home with his brand new sanding pail, you decided to sit for a while. You watched the waves, the sunset, fiddling with your new keychain. Another summer day was drawing to a close. It had been a good one, except for the sad final note. I actually liked that more than the ghost one. And I said that one would be boring. Growing up, long day, sandcastle, library, barbecue, sleepover. Sleepover we're saving. Should we just go in order? Bloop. Yes, Bloop. That is your name. That is your name, Blooper. Sorry, I'm stretching a little. I know no one redeemed it, but I still need a stretch. Yee. Let's do grown up. Okay. That didn't work the way you thought it would, Star. I don't know how to get it. I have to put another command in it for it to work like the way you want it to. One sweltering summer day, you were in your living room with Cove, listening to the sounds of birds chattering outside the window while you lay across the rug on the floor. Cove's dad had dropped him off earlier, and your moms had left two of you along with Lizzie to play amongst yourselves. It had been too hot to go outside in the afternoon, at least according to Mommy, so your sister was starting to get impatient waiting for a golf class that evening. She was getting impatient to play golf. Three of you had trouble finding something fun to do. The beach and the playground were off limits, and you felt that it was too warm for anything like playing with your fuzzy toy animals. Then suddenly a light came to Lizzie's big brown eyes, and her smile spread wide across her face. Having an idea gave her a new wave of energy.
Since we're stuck inside, we should be adults. They don't play outdoors anyways. They're always inside and telling everybody they're too busy to play. Why? I said why, and it'll be fun, duh. What do they do inside that we don't besides use the phone a lot?
Excluding a small huff, Lizzie decides to ignore Cove.
Alright, what do you think? Do you want to?
Want to? I don't know. I bet we could come up with something else. Cove said it. That doesn't sound fun. I don't know. I want to. I bet we could come up with something else. Let's agree with Cove.
Come on, neither of you had one single idea all day.
You could tell that Lizzie wasn't about to give in anytime soon.
Fine.
With her victory against Cove under her belt, Lizzie turned to you and triumphant. You kept hesitating. Sorry, I have other stuff to say. Okay, I say. I'll try it, but that sounds boring.
It's not gonna be, I guarantee.
Lizzie seemed more determined than ever, and you could only sigh. Satisfied that neither of you were about to bail on her, Lizzie thought over her options while you watched. After a few seconds, she clapped her hands together and beamed, apparently having settled on something without asking either of you. I thought that said gopher. I thought she was gonna be a professional gopher. Sorry, Lizzie. I mean, that'd be adorable, like her in a little gopher costume. That'd be adorable, but yeah. That'd actually be more interesting than a professional golfer. Sorry. Sorry, Lizzie.
Okay, I'm gonna be a professional golfer. Alright, you and Cove can be a beach volleyball player, a gymnast, or a tennis player. Why can't we pick anything we want? Because I have a fun idea, that's why. And we have to play sports as adults? Yep. There's other kinds of sports too. It isn't the same. What do you think, Ara? Don't those choices sound super cool? You want to be that, huh?
Maybe not. It sounds like a blast. It really doesn't. I kind of like those. Is there anything else we can be? Lizzie stomped I just want to piss off her sister. Lizzie stomped a foot on the ground.
Nope. Come on, just decide already.
Knowing Lizzie wouldn't let this go anytime soon, you sighed. Cove was not impressed with Lizzie's attitude, though he didn't bother talking more about it for now. You thought over the list of possibilities. Beach volleyball, gymnastics, or tennis. Out of all of them you prefer to play, beach volleyball! If you couldn't spend the afternoon on the beach for real, then you might as well pretend you were there. Although, you could even wear your swimsuit to make it more realistic, although Lizzie probably wouldn't let you run off and do that now that she had you here. Your sister looks obnoxious. Oh, that's so mean. She looks adorable. I just want to piss her off. She's the older sister. Yes, that was clearly the top option.
I guess I'll be a volleyball player. Alright. How about you, Cove? I'll have a volleyball team too. Lizzie threw her hand in the air, making a noise sound. You guys can't be the same thing. That's not how it works. You didn't say that. The rule was picking from the list. You can't keep adding more.
Lizzie looked at you two, then shook her head, resigned to losing this battle but not the war. That's funny. Oh, we should save. Let's save.
Fine, you're both volleyball players, but you're on the same team because there's only one.
Lizzie's ponytail bobbed when she proudly stretched her arms wide.
The Olympic team!
What? What? I don't know how to say what properly, apparently.
We're Olympic athletes who just competed in the Olympics.
Cove didn't seem all that impressed with the announcement. He made a face and adjusted his glasses on his nose.
That's really specific. That's what makes it fun, anyway.
Lizzie marched back and forth in front of both of you, getting lost in her own imagination.
I won all gold medals and people are calling me the next Mickey Wright.
Who's that? I was about to ask the same question. Sorry. There was something in my eye. Lizzie stomped on the spot and turned on him, her brown eyes shining with impatience.
It doesn't matter if you don't know It doesn't matter if you know who she is. It's a golf thing. You guys won medals too. Your team placed silver. It's more real if we're not all first place.
Silver's not bad. Nice. You stayed silent. Hey, we can do better, Silver. I'm okay with that. Silver sucks. I don't want Silver. I guess we'll just stay silent and let her keep babbling. You stayed silent and looked at your own hands. Next, you Cove leaned toward Lizzie with a frown.
Lots of people lose at the Olympics. Them's the breaks. Then you're the one who did, not me.
Lizzie looked taken aback by Cove's declaration, as though the thought of her losing was completely absurd.
No way, wouldn't make sense. I'm already practicing my golf game.
She took a golfing stand to make her point, pretending to swing her club and hit an invisible ball.
So what kind of house do you want to live in?
Cove hadn't changed his mind about winning, but thinking about where he'd live as an adult appealed to him, apparently, because he looked... Excuse me? He looked back at Lizzie with some of the anger fading.
I'm going to live on the beach.
Lizzie made a face at him, poking out her tongue.
That's kind of boring. We already have that. No, not like a normal house here on the street. On it, right on the sand by the water.
Just like that, all the tension was back. You hadn't even had a chance to choose where you want to live.
That's not very fun or smart, Cove. You can't live on a bunch of sand and shells. But I want to and I will.
Okay, Blooper, I agree with you. She's obnoxious. Cove narrowed his eyes at Lizzie, even though she stood half a head taller than him.
You didn't give out a list of things to pick from this time, so I'm picking that. Why are we even playing pretend if we can't imagine anything? Jeez, well, I'm gonna live in a mansion far away from here and far away from you. One with an indoor pool and a place to practice my award-winning golfing. How come you were yelling about mine when your idea is even more impossible?
Lizzie's face flushed red, her hands balling to fists at her sides.
It's not impossible, and it's better than yours.
Disagreement always seemed to crop up when the two of them were together, and you always felt like you were stuck in the middle. But when it came to the topic at hand, this time you thought being on the beach was cooler. You prefer mansion. Cove was right. You were tired of deciding between either of them. I'm kind of tired of deciding between them, but we're gonna go with Cove.
Who wouldn't want to live on the beach? It'd be really great. You could have windows made from driftwood and seashell wind chimes.
He smiled slightly over the agreement, then turned to Lizzie with bolstered confidence.
You could swim wherever you want if you lived on the beach. We can still swim anytime we want from where we live now. Being a little closer doesn't mean anything. Says you.
The two of them scowled at each other.
You're being so unreasonable, you. I don't get what you want. This game doesn't make sense. It does. You have to be realistic. I said that. But you're not.
You had no idea what to do to make them stop at this point. It seemed like the two of them would just keep working each other up as long as they could. Nothing you said so far had kept them from being mad. Thankfully, like a greeting card angel, Mom walked into the room. Okay. Stretch. Lizzie reached over, hanging onto the hem of her shirt and poking her tongue at Cove. Lizzie, alright, it's time to get ready to go. Oh, thank you for the stretch redeem, Star. Stretch. Okay, I stretch. I don't know if you heard me stretching. Lizzie, alright, it's time to get ready to go. Sorry to have to leave already, Cove. Their mommy said she'll walk you home so you won't be left in the cold. Cove was still glaring at Lizzie, his face flushed red with anger.
I can go by myself.
But... Bye, Ara. It was so harsh as the brief farewell, but you knew it wasn't you he was mad at. Without giving Mom a chance to stop, and Cove stood up and stalked out of the room, shoulders drawn tight. Okay. Worried, Mom turned to look down at you and Lizzie. You two were playing nice with our new friend, weren't you? You told the truth.
They were fighting, Cove and Lizzie, for the whole time.
Your sister jaw dropped, looking betrayed, as Mom put both her hands on her hips. Elizabeth! I told you to be kind to him. He's having a hard time right now. Lizzie's mouth closed back up, replaced by a tiny frown.
I know I tried, but he was...
No buts. We both know you can show someone a great time when you put your mind to it. We're going to apologize to Cove and his dad over the phone when he gets home from work tonight. Lizzie hung her head, dragging a foot across the ground in front of her.
Okay, Mom.
Good girl. You caught a piece of Lizzie sulking to herself about how it was his fault too, but it was over. Oh, right, we better get a move on. Let's go, kids. Noelani? Where did you leave the car keys? Is that the other mom's name? Noelani? Noelani? Mom hustled you all out the door, and you noticed during the car ride to golf practice that Lizzie was quieter than usual. She was usually the first one to request which music to listen to in the car, but she didn't say anything. Your parents noticed she wasn't in the mood to be bothered. They gave her space, and Mommy just asked you what you'd like to listen to. You picked your favorite song. You always made the car ride more fun. You chose the soundtrack. You chose a song you knew Lizzie liked. Maybe that would cheer her up. You're happy to see it brighten her up right away, and she started singing along with you. Aw. Soon enough, her bad mood was a thing of the past. When the car ride was over, you spent the twilight hour watching Lizzie hit things with other girls her age. You didn't know much about golf, but you could tell that she really liked it, so you sat with your moms and tried to puzzle it out. It was nice sitting outside after being cooped up in the house all day, and you stretched out your legs to let the last few minutes of the sun warm your skin. When the sun was finally out of sight, dipping behind the horizon, you all got ready to leave. Instead of going straight home, your moms took the family out to dinner. You went to a restaurant you had all been going to ever since you could remember. The whole afternoon had been a bunch of shouting. You hadn't been able to stop, but you could kind of tell all this helped Lizzie be less angry. The car ride home was quiet, with only the radio providing escape from silence. Lizzie had been in better spirits now, but the closer you got to the neighborhood, the more she wiggled in her seat and frowned out the window. She knew what was coming when you all got back home. Clearly she wasn't, she was dreading it. Soon enough, Mom was turning in onto your street, then reversing into the driveway. Once she cut the ignition, it was dead silent. No one spoke, only unbuckled their seatbelts and opened their doors. Lizzie was the last one out. Everyone was inside and done taking their shoes off their shoes. She propped her hands on her hips. Now then, Mr. Holden's car is in his driveway, so he should be back from work. That's good news, isn't it, Elizabeth? Hey, Froggy! Ribbit! Ribbit, ribbit! You and Cove can hash things out before the day's done. Lizzie didn't complain or put up a fight. Her head ducked so she didn't have to meet anyone's eyes. She nodded once. Good, let's move this to the kitchen. Mom went over to the house phone, the rest of you following behind her. Mommy put a gentle hand on Lizzie's shoulder as they walked side by side. You watched them from the back. This was only happened because you told on Lizzie. You didn't regret it. You felt a little guilty that like you had betrayed your sister. You hadn't liked doing it but had to, but it was her fault for doing it in the first place. You didn't regret it. I don't regret it. She was being obnoxious. You frowned to yourself, recalling how and I put your favorite song on the radio. Be fucking grateful. I'm just kidding. They're just kids. You frowned to yourself, recalling how Cove had left in such a bad way. Hopefully time and Lizzie's pending apology would raise his spirits and smooth things over between them. Before you stood around the kitchen in a lopsided square, all eyes were on Lizzie, who kept her gaze on her feet. You remember the number for Cove's house, don't you, honey? Lizzie jerked her head in another nod sullen. Without further prompting, she stepped forward and began to dial. Ooh. Mom reached over and pressed a button on the base. Suddenly, you could hear the phone ringing. She turned on the speaker. The phone rang a couple times and stopped. Mr. Holden's warm voice came through the other end. Evening, Holden residence. Lizzie looked over at Mommy unsure. She nodded encouragingly. She sounds very encouraged.
Hi, Mr. Holden. It's Lizzie. Can I talk to Cove?
Absolutely.
Lizzie Arcanum, what a surprise. Well, of course you could say hey to the boy. He sounded cheery as usual, though definitely meant it when he said it was a surprise. You thought hard, and you were sure that your sister had never called Cove's house before. Mom spoke up before Mr. Holden or Lizzie could say anything more. Her arms were crossed over her chest, her lips pursed. Hi, Cliff. It's Clavier. Hi, Clavier, Noelani, Aran. Hi. Hi. Hi, Clavier, no. Hi. I'm messing up the sentence. Hi, Clavier. Noelani, Ara, and I are here too. Good evening. We're sorry to bother you so late. You spoke up to say hello too. You said nothing to Cove's dad.
Hi.
The gang's all here, huh? Is something the matter? His voice grew a bit concerned. Mommy was quick to reassure him. No, well, yes, but it's going to be okay. Lizzie and Cove got into a bit of a fight today. We're hoping that the two of them could talk and make up. Is this a good time for you and Cove?
What?
A fight? Cove didn't tell me anything about that when I came home. It does explain the funk he's been in tonight. He chuckled lightly. Despite that, it didn't seem like he really thought it was funny. Anyway, it's good you didn't catch us at a bad time. I'll go grab him for you. There was some soft shuffling on the other end. He must not have gone far because you could still hear him calling out. Cove, there's someone on the phone for you. After a beat of silence, there was more muffled talking from Cove's dad. Come on, bud. Lizzie just called just so she could talk to you.
Are you sure?
What did he say? All I heard was a sure. That's what I heard. What did he say? Ara's on the other end listening too. Don't you want to say hi? It took a bit of back and forth, though the conversation seemed one-sided since you couldn't really hear Cove properly. Eventually, Cove took the phone from his dad.
Hello? Hey, it's Lizzie.
Yeah, I know. Dad told me. Cove's tone was defensive. Lizzie turned to Mom, scowling. One stern look from her, though, and Lizzie turned away.
I just called to say I'm sorry. For not playing nice with you today, I won't do it again.
Lizzie's eyes were downcast, her voice low. You could tell she felt uncomfortable apologizing to Cove in front of everyone. She was still being genuine about feeling bad. Cove must have realized that too because he sighed quietly.
I want gold, and I think Ara should win too.
Really? He thought you were worth gold even though you hadn't even wanted it? Lizzie was momentarily stunned silent by the man. She probably forgot that even happened already.
Alright, we all win gold. The gold.
Okay, I guess I'm sorry too. A sense of relief washed over everyone at his acceptance of the apology. Mom uncrossed her arms while Mommy's shoulders relaxed. Lizzie's eyebrows raised up. You wonder if she thought that he refused her apology.
Dad, can I get off the phone now?
You couldn't see him, but it was obvious that Cove felt awkward about the situation. He had come off uncomfortable the entire time, really.
Yeah.
Excuse me? Yeah, you can go back to your room if you want, but be sure to say goodbye first, though.
Bye, Lizzie. Bye. Bye, Ara.
You perked up at the mention of your name. You smiled, even if you couldn't see it.
Bye, Cove.
With that said, Cove must have handed the phone to his dad and left, since Mr. Holden spoke up.
That's a relief.
All well that ends well, as they say. Thanks for arranging this. I'm sure he appreciates it. As Mom replied, Lizzie tugged on Mommy's hand to catch her attention.
Can I go now too?
Good job.
Sure, sweetie. Thank you very much for apologizing to Cove. Mom flashed a brief smile at Lizzie and nodded her agreement. Given permission to leave, Lizzie scurried off towards the stairs. She seemed to be feeling much better with the incident behind her. Mom and Mommy returned to the phone, taking it off the speaker. They continued talking to Mr. Holden. You couldn't tell what about. You were glad that was the end of it all. Lizzie and Cove might not get along and probably still won't, but they weren't mad at each other anymore. Mom and Mommy weren't upset either. Everything was finally back to normal with that thought, you retreated to your own room with a spring in your step. Wow. Drama! I like that one though. That one was fun. Okay. Let's do long day. It was another scorching summer day, the kind where no sooner had you finished one cup of water, you were already filling it up again. Everyone else had something on, so the afternoon was just you and Shiloh. This didn't happen much, especially since Cove have arrived. Without Lizzie around, Shiloh looked to you for all the answers. It made you feel pleased, frustrated, nothing really. Pleased, I guess? He might not be in the double digits like your sister, but he was only 7. Being the oldest and getting to be the leader was a nice change of pace. You drained yet another drink and frowned at the empty vessel. Your thirst is gone, but you still crave something icy cold and refreshing. Something sweet, something like popsicle, ice popsicle, grape popsicle. You wanted something fruity and brightly colored. There was nothing like that to be found at home. You knew that without needing to look. Your moms didn't keep sweets in the house. Outside there were plenty of places where such goodies could be obtained, but there were shops and demanded payment in exchange for their products. You sighed. You voiced your predicament out loud. You asked Shiloh for help.
I want a popsicle.
Shiloh, who had been draped over the sofa, perked up. Oh, blooper, you didn't see Shiloh last time. Look at his little bucket hat. It's so cute.
That sounds good. We don't have anything like that in the house, and I don't have any money. Oh, let me check if I have any.
Shiloh rummaged in his backpack and proudly produced an assortment of coins, plus one stray button. You set the button aside and counted the coins in neat piles. Just over $1. You announced this to Shiloh. He had almost certainly come to the same conclusion, but he'd been watching you expectantly. Yeah, it is cute, huh? And look at all his freckles. They're so adorable. It's a start. Shiloh beamed at you. Aww.
We'll need to find some more. Okay.
The two of you lifted the couch cushions, stuck tiny hands down deep crevices in sofas and under furniture, and scoured back of the drawers. Most of what you found was useless or gross, bent paper clips, fluffy wisps of dust, or sandy crumbs. But every so often, one of you would strike silver or bronze and add it to the growing pile of coins. Your mind wandered to the $20 bills tucked away in your room. It was enough for you and Charlie to get whatever you wanted and more, but you didn't take it out. That was too special to hand over so freely. Besides, Shiloh would be curious about where it came from and might even mention your wealth to Lizzie. The exchange had been a secret. Dusty and disheveled from checking every room and squinting into every tiny nook, the two of you finished pooling your finds. Shiloh held his breath as you counted the coins once again. And if you weren't here last time, we got the $20 bill because Cove's dad gave it to us to talk to Cove, basically. To hang out with Cove. And we didn't have to take it, but I wanted to take it for drama's sake. So, yeah.
$2.53 and 2 buttons.
You didn't know when the second button had decided to join the party, but you were too pleased with your successful haul to throw it out.
Is that enough?
You figured he knew the answer, but you appreciated him recognizing your authority on financial and ice cream matters. You straightened out before making your pronouncement.
Yeah, we got enough.
You can now afford something at the shop. Just one thing, but that was infinitely better than none. Shiloh clapped his hands. Bribery, I like it. Exactly. And imagine the angst that's gonna happen when Ko finds out that we were paid to be his friend. Well, I mean, we're really his friend, but we were paid to start being his friend, basically. The angst. It's gonna be amazing.
Yay!
Oh my gosh, you're close. The two of you dashed outside, the promise of sugar buoyed you on to your destination, where breathless but happy you stared at the overwhelming number of options. You knew that what you wanted, but it wasn't just you who had contributed to the funds to get the treat. He seemed to notice your pause.
Aren't you getting a popsicle?
Shiloh asked, though, as he was entirely separate from the decision rather than someone with a stake in the outcome.
Do you mind?
Shiloh cocked his head to the side.
It was your idea, you should choose.
You went ahead and got what you wanted originally. Are you sure it's okay? You tried to get something both you wanted anyway. It wasn't fair for you to be the only one who decided when he'd been a main factor in making this happen. Some of the money came directly from his backpack.
What do you like? What do you like? All of them. They're so good.
You pressed further.
What do you really like? Popsicles or ice cream? Which is your favorite? Oh, it's so hard to pick. I don't know.
Frustrated, you cut to the heart of the matter.
You want me to choose? Yeah.
And that was that. You got the dessert you wanted originally and hoped Shiloh would actually like it too. Finally, the reward for all your hard work was in your hands. You sucked on the fruity popsicle you bought. The icy treat cooled you down perfectly and the zesty flavor was refreshing. You held it out to Shiloh to take a turn. He shook his head. Aww, his voice is so cute. He didn't want any after everything he did to help get it. That was weird. You hesitated. You tried to include Shiloh. Even if Shiloh said it was okay, every story you'd ever seen on TV or read in a book said that sharing was caring. You stood your argument even as the treat started to trickle dangerously towards your fingers.
It's only fair that you have some. We both bought it. But you wanted it more than I do, and getting to play was a lot of fun already. So you can have it. That's more fair.
You held it out to him.
I want you to have some even more than I want to finish it, so eat your part.
Relenting, Shiloh took the treat and gave it a taste. His eyes lit up.
It's really good, thank you.
You smiled, pleased with your good deed.
You picked the best one.
Did he mean that? Shiloh was always nice no matter what happened, even if he hated it. You knew he wouldn't say so. Maybe he thought it was gross and that was the real reason why he didn't want it to take some. You had no idea. You studied him as he ate a little more. He had every appearance of enjoying himself. Still weird. The two of you began to head home as he ate. You walked side by side on the shore in silence, but your thoughts kept drifting to the boy beside you. Why didn't he speak up for himself? It was almost as if Shiloh didn't know how to say what he felt or was too afraid to. Are we friends? You thought it was kind of sad. Are you scared of me? You figured that was his problem and didn't care. Are we friends? Shiloh opened his eyes, seemingly caught off guard by the blunt question.
Yeah, I think so.
He said that, but his friends should be able to talk to each other without being scared. If Shiloh wouldn't do that, were you even really friends at all? He rubbed his hands together nervously over your non-reaction.
I'm sorry.
You weren't sure how sorry he could be without knowing what he's even apologizing for, but you shook your head.
He didn't do anything.
It was true, Shiloh hadn't done something mean. He'd gone out of his way to make you happy. That didn't seem like it should be a bad thing. Yeah, it bothered you.
I just don't know if you like me. It's like it doesn't matter what I do. You're gonna act the same. I could be anybody and you wouldn't care. No, I like you. I really like you, Ara. I want to be friends. Okay.
She smiled hesitantly at him and his fidgeting ceased. Even though you weren't sure if you believed him, this was only making things worse. You decided that maybe there were all types of friends. If Shiloh wasn't able to do things differently, this would have to be alright. Shiloh made you unsure about setting a label on the experience of spending the afternoon with just him. There had been good times and there had been confusing ones. You were positive of one thing at least. The treat was delicious and that was nice. The sun was low on the horizon as you returned to your neighborhood. There you spotted two familiar figures up ahead, Lizzie and Cove. You opened your mouth to make presents known to them just as you saw the tears on Cove's face. Oh my god, what did you do, Lizzie? You walked straight over, Shiloh at your heels. Once there, you... Come over to me, defended Cove, carefully asked about what happened. Without a time machine, the only way you were going to find out was by asking the witnesses. As much as I want to make it seem like it's her fault, I'm not going to. Lizzie might have done something, but she could have been in the wrong place at the wrong time, or even come to Cove's aid. You want to hear the story.
Cove, what happened? I got yelled at.
He took a deep, steadying breath.
Some grandparents got mad at me. Aw, sorry.
Lizzie jerked her head in the direction of a nearby house. Your heart sunk. You knew exactly what had happened. Every year, the same mean old couple rented out that condo for the summer. You, Lizzie, and Shiloh knew to stay away from them, but Cove couldn't have.
They're like that with everyone.
Even your mom struggled to find anything nice to say about them, but the other pair particularly took offense to kids. It didn't matter if they were really nice, like Cove.
Yeah, Lizzie said.
Lizzie drew herself up with that. She looked pointedly in your direction. Oh my gosh, she looks so smug. She looks so fucking smug. Oh my gosh.
I was helping. That's cool. Is there anything I can do? No, I'm just gonna stay away. Or you could teach them a lesson.
There was a devilish glint in her eyes.
What? You could ding dong ditch them. Go ring the doorbell and run. It'll be great because they're so slow. They'll never catch you. That's dumb. I don't want to go near them ever again.
That was great. That's great. Clove glared but didn't take the bait. Lizzie turned to you.
You're not a chicken, are you?
You thought they deserved worth. You'd rather just avoid them. Yeah, cluck cluck. She can't tease you about being a chicken if you are, in fact, a chicken. Hunch over, you folded your arms to form wings and bat them up and down. Oh, God, now I have to do chicken noises. I'm not good at chicken noises. I don't know. For once, your sister seemed at a loss, but it didn't take long for her to regain her usual confidence.
So you admit it.
You continue to flap your arm wings as you circle your sister, clucking all the while. There's no shame in a chicken being a chicken.
Yeah. Yeah, you're a chicken.
Things were not going the way Lizzie expected. She fought against the laugh and looked for a way to restore her serious authority. You and Cove are
both little chickens. Bacaw.
I don't know. Cove folded his arms so the one with the castle was tightly tucked down and joined you in cheeping around. It was hard to cluck through the giggles that rose up when you saw him imitating a chicken, but you still both gave first-class performance. The door to the old couple's condo flung open to reveal one of the culprits behind Cove's tears. You froze wings ways. Can't you let anyone have a bit of peace of quiet? You must not be a fan of theater or farm animals, as well as kids. That was the only explanation for his outburst, which was far louder than anything you and Cove had done. Go on, beat it! It was distinctly unfair, but Cove's lip was trembling, and you thought it would be best to heed his command. Lizzie took off with Shiloh immediately trailing after her without much as a glance back in your direction. So much for your friendship. You waved your arm at Cove, summoning him to follow you, and ran after Lizzie. The old man hollers propelled you all from the street to the sanctity of the hill. Only once you were safe did you notice the stitch in your chest and the ache of your legs. You flopped down, the braids of glass tickling your face. Lizzie, who had taken the lead in the end, was already lazing on the ground. The four of you took a moment to catch your breath and enjoy the feeling of cool grass against your skin.
Hey, Cove.
Cove lifted his head.
I told you they were mean grandparents around here.
Cove rolled his eyes and decided this wasn't dismissive enough and rolled his whole body away from your sister. Lizzie chose to ignore his response and started chatting to Shiloh, who eagerly joined in the conversation. In the back of your mind, you knew you'd be the second fiddle again to Shiloh once Lizzie came around. It always went like that. And it was fine. Shiloh could prefer Lizzie as much as he wanted to. There were other things to attend to anyway. You wriggled closer to Cove. He had calmed down for the most part and was inspecting a flower. His fingers pinched at the stem and tilted the white petals towards him.
That's a poppy.
Clove glanced at you in acknowledgement back to the flower.
And the type of poppies on the hill have the name white linen poppy. Mom told me.
He quirked a smile. That's funny. He ran a finger around the edge of the petals.
It doesn't feel like cloth. You'd need a lot of them to make anything.
He nodded and released the delicate plant, evaluation complete.
This is my favorite kind of flower, but I didn't know what it was called. Thanks.
Oh gosh. Okay, it's mine too. I love sunflowers. I like roses. I pick tulips. Buttercups are great. Snapdragon, hibiscus, peonies. I like all flowers. Type your own answer. Orchids. I like, I would like, what's my favorite flower? Sorry, Cove, I can't agree with you on this one. I like lilies, but orchids are really pretty. I'll pick I don't feel like typing, so I'll just pick orchids.
Those flowers are super fancy and come in all sorts of colors and stuff. Some even pretend to be like bugs. They do? Yep, they trick real bugs by looking like one. Wow, you know everything. Not everything, but thanks.
You moved onto your back with a small smile and looked at the darkening sky. The blankets of clouds reminded you of a thick throw you curled under on cold, rainy days. You wonder if clouds would be as soft. You lazily floated on by, splitting from each other, merging and morphing into new shapes. You saw cloud shapes, you saw a smiley face, you saw an alpaca, you saw a car, you saw a dolphin. We'll go with the dolphin theme. This stream is dolphin themed. You saw a dolphin leaping through the sky. You nudged Cove and pointed to it.
Look, a dolphin.
Cove joined in you gazing skywards.
Yeah, I see it. Really? No, but I like dolphins. Hey.
He chuckled at your reaction. After the sunlight faded from the sky and the moon rose higher, Lizzie got to her feet, dusting the strands of grass from her bare legs, and surveyed her surroundings. The ocean, visible from the crest of the hill, beckoned with every sweep of the tide.
Let's go to the beach.
There was no argument from the other two. Shiloh was still Shiloh, and Cove would never say no to going to the shore. He was a child of the sea. You, too tired to argue, wanted to go there too, were happy to objected to the plan. Wanted to go there too, so you eagerly joined the others in descending the hill down to the water. You stepped on the sand for the second time that day, but it felt different at night. The beach was nearly quiet at this hour, abandoned sand castles and footsteps in the sand. Too big to belong to any of you, were the only indication of how busy it had been only hours earlier. 4 of you kicked shoes off and removed socks and walked along the water's edge. The waves tickled your feet.
I wonder what would happen if you tried to take a bath in the ocean with shampoo and everything. That would be bad for the fish. I didn't say anyone would do it. Jeez, you don't have to be so serious about everything. You're the one who asked what would happen. That is what would happen. It hurt the fishies.
Oh, the fishes. No, the fishies is cuter though.
I like bubble baths at home. They're a lot of fun. Me too. Bubble baths are luxurious.
Never heard Lizzie use that word before.
Mommy loves to have bubbles in her bath. She'll turn the lights off.
Oh, I did it again. For some reason the scroll wheel goes back.
Mommy loves to have bubbles in her bath. She'll turn off the lights and have candles. I'm gonna do that next time. Hey, when's your mom coming to pick you up anyway? Not for a while. Not for a while. She's busy. What about your dad? How come you...
Oh,
What about your dad? How come you never talk about him? Nobody does.
So who is Shiloh? Shiloh is this one, the one with the bucket hat. Then Cove is the middle one with green hair, SpongeBob man or boy. And Lizzie's our obnoxious sunflower sister. Shiloh is 7, and I guess we're finding more about him. More about him.
Don't you know you're not supposed to ask something like that? Why would somebody want to talk about something they never talk about?
You kept your eyes on the ground, watching your toes get swallowed by waves. Even if Shiloh never seemed upset when this topic came up, it made you feel awkward just for having both your moms. No, like, who is he? Huh? Like, what do you mean? Where he from? They said he was... Oh, God, what did they say last time? Who his parents? I guess, well, we're trying to learn that now. Cove literally just asked about his dad. Okay. Oh, here we go.
It's okay. I'm just like Lizzie and Aura. I don't have a dad, but I don't have 2 moms. I just have one. She's really great.
There you go, blooper.
Oh, sorry. I just have one now, too. My mom isn't here. She's back home. It's just my dad with me. I never had a dad or anything, so I don't feel bad. It's really sad that your mom is gone.
Cove nodded. Oh my gosh, you joked about Shiloh's mom getting together with Cove's dad. I thought he was your brother or something at first. Even if they're all different, our parents are good in their own ways. Should we joke or be nice? Joke, be nice. Joke, let's joke. You didn't have anything comforting to say to that, so you try to lighten the mood instead.
Hey, since you both only have one parent,
Blooper. Really? Poor minty fresh teeth in Shiloh.
hey, since you both only have one parent, Cove's dad could marry Shiloh's mom. Then you two would be brothers.
Cove stopped abruptly, his face set hard.
My dad isn't going to do that.
Shiloh tugged at the rim of his hat. Oh, I think we picked a bad option.
Neither is my mom. She doesn't want to marry anybody. I told you people this wasn't a good thing to talk about.
It seemed your plan backfired and the move soured even more. You didn't know what to do. The silence broke with a splash as Lily clicked in your direction. Cold water and sodden sand splattered against your legs. Lizzie giggled, foot still outstretched from the kick. Cove joined in, striking the incoming waves to make a splash of his own. Shiloh scurried out of Cove's spray zone with a grin. You retaliated. Used your foot to smack the water pooling around you, sending an arc of sea foam flying back onto your sister. You laughed as she spluttered. Some of the salty seawater having landed in her mouth, she spat it out. Yuck. Lily chased you intent on revenge. You dashed up and down the coast, taking it in turns to be the predator and the prey, as well as joining forces to take down Shiloh or Cove. Alliances were silently forged and wordlessly broken. Everything was fair game in war. Ah! Shiloh's brief exclamation was drowned out by the biggest splash yet, caused by him falling face first onto the ground. That would have been bad enough without the wave that followed, skating over his prone body. Shiloh shat. I knew you picked wrong. Sorry, I just wanted to make it funny. Oh my gosh, I just said he shat. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. It's because I saw sat and shaking and I combined the two. Oh. Oh no. Excuse me. Shiloh sat up. Maybe I put Shiloh in and sat together. I don't know. Shiloh sat up, shaking his head like a dog coming in from the rain. Poop shit. It doesn't work like that. I don't know how to. I really don't know how to get it to be someone else. Like when you put the username, I think I have to go in the commands. Shaking his head like a dog coming in from the rain. As you all hurried over to check on him, his hair was plastered to his head and his soaked clothes clung. If there was any part of him that was still dry, you couldn't see it.
That was crazy. Are you okay? Yeah, my foot got stuck and I fell over. Way to go, Shiloh, you Dumbo.
You offered him some help. Shiloh didn't take your outstretched hand, and after a moment you dropped it. Lizzie was too busy snickering to notice and held her hand out to Shiloh too. He reached over and took it. Slowly he started to pull himself from the ground. Then he slipped on slick sand, dragging him and Lizzie down just in time for another wave to hit. The water rolled over them. Karma, bitch! For not taking my hand!
Sorry.
What were the odds of that happening twice in a row? You thought they must be low, but there's no way Shiloh would do something like that on purpose and then pretend it was an accident, especially not to Lizzie. Even if your relationship with Shiloh felt unclear, he did at least like her a lot. Lizzie was his favorite, right? Finally, boldly, Lizzie extracted herself from the ground and wiped a streak of sand off from her cheek. She didn't intend to let this embarrass her. Shiloh got up as well, this time without incident. He still looked like a drowned puppy, but that didn't stop Cove laughing at the two of them. With that, it was time to call it a day. The four of you made the journey back home, leaving a trail of wet footsteps and sand in your wake. Damp clothes may have weighed down some of the group, but your spirits were high. Your arms swung to side as its cold breeze flowed past. Your moms were outside chatting to Cove's dad.
We're back.
Mom's faces fell as they took in the state you were all in, ranging from messy to soaked. Elizabeth, is that what you have? Is that all you have to say for yourself? You brought half the beach back with you. They certainly did. What's Marigold doing? What's Marigold going to do when she comes to get Shiloh? Is that how you want him to be for the long drive home? Cold and filthy? Leslie's expression turned sulky over the scolding. Being the oldest could be fun, but it also meant she was the first to get in trouble when something went wrong. Mr. Holden, on the other hand, chuckled as he ruffled Cove's matted hair. You've been out making memories, Bucko. I'm glad you had a good time with your friends. Cove used his slightly moist cast arm to push his dad off. Mr. Holden's eyes widened when he noticed that even that had gotten wet. Now he was worried too. I think they could have found a less risky way to spend time and just had as much fun. That might be right. Kids, what can you do? Come on, Cove. Kids, what can you do? Come on, Cove. Let's go get you cleaned up and dried off. We wouldn't want that cast to have to be reset. Cove winced at the thought. Okay. That a boy. Mr. Holden casually bent down and plucked Cove off the ground, ultimately holding Cove against his chest. Sand was already transferring from Cove onto him. But that didn't seem to bother Mr. Holden. Cove protested to being carried, but only got a reassuring pat on the back for his trouble. I feel like he has an Aussie accent. Well, he's not going to, because I don't know how to do that.
Take care.
Good night, Cove. Thank you for the talk, Cliff. Night, Arcanum family, and Shiloh too. Resigning to his fate, Cove twisted his body in his dad's arm in order to turn around and wave goodbye. Smiling, you return a tiny wave of your own. Well, we better do what we can to fix you guys up too. Come on, everybody, inside. I want you to march straight to the downstairs bathroom.
Yes, Mom. Okay, Lizzie's mom.
Don't worry too much about stopping to wipe your feet on the mat this time. That won't do much good tonight. Oh, log in. Log, you joined right at the moment with the moms. Hello, Log. How are you doing? It's probably really late for you or early in the morning, isn't it? You're doing good. That's good. Also, we learned the name of one of the moms. We learned the name of Mommy. Her name is... what was it? I forgot. Does anyone remember? Log. It's 7 a.m. and I had an emergency. I was like, oh, yeah, like Blooper said, I hope everything is all right. Don't worry about being late. And if it's 7 a.m. and you haven't slept, please go to sleep. It's okay. The VOD will be up. You can watch it later if you want to. But yes, I hope everything's all right. Sitting on an old beach towel your mommy had found, you waited in the hall until you were less sandy than... until you were less sandy, you weren't allowed to go to your room or walk around the house. But you did get to eat a sandwich for dinner there. It felt like an indoor picnic. Yeah, everything is good. Okay, good. Yeah, sending hugs. Like Blooper said, sending hugs. It had been decided that Shiloh would wash first and borrow some of your clothes. He was already finished and packed away in his mom's car. Miss Fields had come to collect him a little while ago. It was a bit of a funny experience seeing him without the hat on for once. I want to see that. I bet his hair was like all messy and cute and adorable. Hug the wood. Oh, oh my gosh. Head pat for Log. Oh no. Here, You will laugh. Here's a hug. I'm hugging Trixie instead of you, so I guess that's the thing. Lizzie, being much more soaked than you, got to go in the tub next. It wasn't a bubble bath as she had hoped. This was a no fun allowed cleanup session. At least that's what she claimed. Not much longer, it would be your turn. When the bath was done, you'd have to go right to bed. After a day like this, though, you were glad you weren't going to be in any further events. There weren't going to be any further events. Drifting out to sleep sounded like a great idea. Okay, we only have 4 more. How long have we been going? We've only been going almost 2 hours. So I think we could actually finish these. Sandcastle! Okay, I just stretched. Okay. Cove wasn't able to do many things that summer. When him and Shiloh sat on the shoreline one bright morning, you could tell he wanted to be in the water. But there was no way he'd be swimming anytime soon, not with his cast. The wave washed a single shell to shore, glittering and blue. Another reminder of the places he couldn't go. Let me give pets too. Okay, to everyone but me, you're allowed to. From what you heard about Cove's old life so far, in tiny pieces and fragments, you could tell that he'd do anything to be able to get the cast off. The possibilities of what he might get up to made you anxious. You thought about his summer last year must have been totally different from this, with his old home and his mom and dad. Okay, let me just ban log real quick. I'm just kidding. And no, I'm not hungry. That's the sound of digestion, because... because I ate. So it's just the food digesting. But now here he was, with you and Shiloh and Lizzie and everyone else, and he couldn't even go into the sea. This town wasn't bad. It had all your favorite things in it, but sitting there on the same beach you'd grown up on, you could understand that not everybody else felt the same way about Sunset Bird as you did. You watched him from the corner of your eye quietly, and he finally said aloud what you had been pondering.
I wish I could go in. The water? Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. You're gonna be able to do it soon.
Cove only sighed in response. Apparently soon wasn't soon enough.
It's so pretty, the ocean. And huge. There could be anything out there, like mermaids. Yeah.
Swimming might be fun if we could. I don't really care. I wish you didn't have the cast. Mermaids are real. I'm fine here on land. I don't really care. I wish you didn't have a cast. You might take this the wrong way. Mermaids aren't real. That's not fun. That's no fun. We talked about mermaids last stream, so that'd be weird if we said that. I guess this.
Me too.
Obviously not interested in hearing much on your input on the situation. Cove turned back to the water. But as he looked away, something about Shiloh's slow, careful moves caught his eye.
Hey, are you building a sandcastle? Sort of. I was only playing around while you were talking. I'm listening.
Sorry, what are you doing? Sorry, I'm just in shock of what's that supposed to be. Like, why are you licking a question mark?
Maybe I could too. I've only made big piles before. It's really nothing special. I'm sure you'll be good at it right away.
Well, how do you do it then? Shiloh's cheeks lit up. You could tell he was a bit uncomfortable to have Cove expectant stare on him.
I'll play too.
No, you really made one for. I love making sand stuff. puts his hands back to his seashells and sand and nodded.
I don't do it a lot. Here's how I like to get a house started.
Okay, see, that makes sense. Log what you put makes sense. Shiloh, focusing more intently than you'd ever seen him, guided Cove through his process. You happily used your own method. It didn't take long for the three of you to each have a humble structures prepared.
That's all, kind of. You can do anything now, like make it bigger, add some seashells, carve a pretty pattern. I bet you have great ideas. I'm gonna make mine bigger. Mine's gonna be a real castle. Oh, this is gonna be a house.
Get the base of your sand castle you decide to make. Imagine a castle, a house. A castle. I want to build a better castle than Cove. The better part of the next hour was spent focusing on your own work. The boys were the same. Even Shiloh didn't sneak as many peeks at everyone else as he usually did. You finished shaping before either of them did, glancing up from what you built. It seemed you got done so fast because they already searched around for extra decorations. Shiloh grabbed most of the really interesting stuff, and Cove had a lot of shells, but there were still options. The first thing you reached for was a blue seashell, red bottle caps, green piece of sea glass. Blue seashell! It was the best fit for your castle, you decided. The blue color still reminded you of the clear water, so you tucked it away somewhere secure inside, barely poking out to make sure it didn't get lost. Pleased with the result, you finally took a proper look around that wasn't focused on the sand itself. Both Cove and Shiloh seemed super immersed though. You knew you could probably sneak a peek at either one's work. He might get mad with Sandlook. You instead watched some clouds go by. The silence was then broken.
What's on top of yours, Shiloh?
You peek closer and discover something shiny sticking out of Shiloh's sand chimney.
Oh, it's just a gum wrapper. It looks like smoke. It's good. That's smart.
Kinda looks more like a worm. You should be an architect. I guess I don't see it. Yeah, I didn't think of that.
You really know a lot about this.
Shiloh smiled without a word, and that was for the current topic.
Can I see what you did? Sure.
I don't know. He scooted just a bit nearer and began surveying your work. The castle you built was pretty impressive, all things considered. It had archways, tall walls, and even a little moat circling it. You would probably feel safe living there. Maybe your moms were the queens. Aw, that's so cute. Shiloh quickly decided to jump in the new conversation.
Hey Ara, what did you do? I made a castle.
Shiloh didn't look so happy anymore.
You both built castles?
Yeah.
Oh, that's neat. How you guys match. It's too bad we didn't all do it. Next time we should.
Oh my gosh, Log. That's so funny.
Wouldn't that be boring? If something is the only one of that thing, that makes it special. Yeah, for sandcastles and stuff. People too. My dad always says how everyone is their own man, a real individual. I don't think I'm very special. Why not? Nobody else is you.
Tyler simply shook his head.
I'm not different.
A beat passed between you two. Cove then looked down at his own work again.
Okay.
He didn't seem to be bothered leaving the disagreement hanging there. Cove had other things on his mind.
My dad tried to get me to make sandcastles the first time we came to this beach. I didn't want to.
Cove trailed off again. There was another moment of silence. Shiloh shifted and opened his mouth to say something, but Cove spoke up before he could. You didn't think he noticed that Shiloh was going to talk.
Hey, do you know what happened when your moms met my dad, Aura?
You blinked, not expecting the question. You thought hard.
I wasn't there. They didn't tell me. I just remember what happened when I met your dad.
Oh! Milo's dog emotes. It's so cute. Mr. Holden had been a weird stranger then. Well, he was still kind of a strange. No other parent. He was still kind of strange. No other parent acted like him, but you knew him better at this point. Thank you for the hydrate, star. Now that you thought about it, it made a lot of sense that Cove's dad talked to him about people being unique. You were pulled from your thoughts when Cove continued.
Oh, well, I was there. I don't think my mom has met your dad. Yeah, I'm pretty sure she hasn't. Ara's parents and my dad met the same day I met her. I'm gonna say what happened. Shiloh frowned to himself, ducking his head. His hat cast a shadow over his face. You could still tell he was upset at not being included in Cove's choice of topic. Aww. That was kind of boring for him, though. Giving people their own turn to say things they want is important, too. I kind of want to hear what Cove wants to say. Water howl? Nice try, Lug. Thank you for filling Trixie's water bowl, Lug. Shiloh could talk about stuff after Cove had a chance to share what he planned on. Excuse me? When we moved here, we didn't bring a lot of things with us. Only some stuff that would fit in Dad's car. We didn't even get a moving truck. I sat in there while Dad brought it all inside. I didn't really want to go out because I knew Dad would make me look around the new house.
Now then, here, kitty. 13 scratch. Oh no! Oh no! Oh no, poor Log.
I knew Dad would make me look around the new house. I really didn't want to do that.
Emotional damage. His lips twisted into a frown as he recalled that.
Then I saw your moms. They were in the car too and stopped at your house. I guess they were coming back from somewhere or something. My dad noticed. He waved his hand and went over the front of your house where he started talking to them. I don't know what they said. I couldn't hear it. But you couldn't see me anymore since he was looking the other way. So I opened the car door and left. I wanted to get away and went behind the houses. I found those hills there, the ones where we met for the first time.
Cove nodded and stared at you. Stared back. He didn't go on to say anything more.
Is that it?
Cove's brows wrinkled like he didn't understand why you were surprised.
That's all that happened.
Thanks for telling me. You gotta get better at telling. Why didn't you tell the story if nothing happened? Okay. Thanks for telling me.
You're welcome.
Even if not much happened, you weren't going to complain about knowing the story. Shadow's mouth just twisted into a scowl of disbelief, but he said nothing.
Why'd you bring that up anyway?
There was a slight shrug of Cove's shoulders.
I was thinking about it because of the sandcastle. It made me remember when I moved to here. Dad showed me the beach first before we went back to the car to unpack. He was really excited about it for some reason. Cove's brow furrowed a little more as he quietly raked his hands through the sand. I get it.
You thought maybe Mr. Holden wasn't that excited about the beach and was instead hoping Cove might be. The line of conversation had come to its end. Even Cove was done with it. Some other topic had popped into his head. Shiloh, fidgeting and uncomfortable in the sand, made Cove aware of his presence again. They looked at each other, and you could only wonder what this might be about.
Hey, Shiloh.
Yeah?
Why are you always turning so red even when nothing is happening?
Clearly startled, he jerked back. Neither you or Shiloh had expected that to be how he got included into the conversation again.
I don't know, I guess... Okay, it's kind of weird.
Shiloh's eyes were wide with embarrassment. Oh, Cove, don't be mean. Were wide with embarrassment, his lips twitched, and he was blushing even harder than before. Maybe it wasn't only this. Perhaps it was simply the last straw, but it was a big deal to Shiloh. Huge deal. He just didn't look sad. He seemed almost panicked. You weren't sure if he was about to cry or run away or what, but soon you got an answer.
Why do you wear glasses? Why do you wear glasses? Most kids don't wear glasses and nobody's named Cove. Who asked you to come? It was probably your dad bugging ours family some more because you don't have anyone else who play with you.
What the hell? Cove blinked. The tension on the beach was subtly uncomfortable in a way you didn't know how to even mention. It didn't seem like the kind of thing he'd just get upset about, though you hadn't ever known what kind of thing what kind of thing would bother Shiloh. Roast fest sizzle sizzle.
I'm sorry. Me too, I was just wondering.
You tried to play on it. Hey, let's build another sandcastle. Alright, we gotta build some more. You never think mess with it.
The day is gonna be over soon. Oh, you're right. The sun is going down so fast.
Y'all went back to pick more sand buildings, but the whole mood had changed. Shadow's cheeriness was clearly gone, and Cove looked as confused as ever as to why the other boy had blown up. The air stayed uncomfortable the rest of the afternoon, right up to the moment that Shiloh's mom appeared at the beach to take him home. Lacey tried to do something to resolve it, though, and it seemed like it helped. Even though Shiloh smiled when he said goodbye to Cove, goodbye to Cove wavered, it stayed as bright as ever for you. That count for something. But with Shiloh gone and the sun going down, you knew it was time for you and Cove to head to your own houses. You followed him as he made his way out of the sand. The walk home was quiet. You passed by familiar landmarks, shoes thumping against the sidewalk in near perfect unison. Cove was clearly caught up in thinking about something. The prospect of asking made you nervous, but you did anyway.
Hey, is everything, okay? Oh, I was just wondering.
Cove fell silent again for a few more seconds and sighed.
Why'd Cove act like that when I said he was all red a lot?
He gets embarrassed. You shrugged at Cove with no answer to give. I don't know, it's just Shiloh. You shouldn't make fun of him. He's just being a baby. You were being rude to him. He gets embarrassed.
Embarrassed? But I didn't say anything that bad. It might have upset him anyway? I guess I can get it. Why would he do that? Sometimes I get really mad too.
Despite seemingly coming to a conclusion, Cove's mood was still sour.
Hey, was Shiloh telling the truth? Huh?
His gaze left yours as he dug the solar shoe into the ground. Damn, Shiloh roasted Cove till Christmas. His gaze left yours as he dug the sole of his shoe into the ground. He looked oddly vulnerable for a second.
Does my dad make you hang out with me? I know he talks to your moms about that a lot.
An uncomfortable weight settled at your chest at the question. You liked spending time with Cove. You didn't even have to think hard about it. You knew you did. But you couldn't help feeling guilty. Cove still didn't know what happened when you met Mr. Holden. Should we... Okay, let's... Should we tell him about it, or should we make more drama? I feel like more drama, so nobody's making me spend time with you. Cove's shoulders relaxed. He hadn't even noticed that he had tensed up.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Anyway, I didn't think you were pretending. I just wanted to make sure it was okay is all. Thanks for telling me.
Your throat tightened. It was hard to meet Cove's earnest gaze again. Keeping secrets was hard.
Yeah.
By now the two of you were on the sidewalk near your houses. It was time to part ways. You nudged Cove's shoulder. You hugged Cove goodbye. You said goodbye. Hug. You stepped forward and wrapped your arms around him tightly. You turned your head, resting your cheek on his shoulder. Cove stood there awkwardly with his hands at his sides. He wasn't much of a hugger, but you didn't get the impression he was unhappy that you were.
Bye, Cove. See you tomorrow.
Yeah, bye, Ara. You pulled away, then jogged towards your house. When you looked back, you saw Cove making his way back home too, as if he felt your eyes on him. You turned around, he waved, you did too. You still felt a little unsure with what you were supposed to do about the deal Cove's dad had offered. You didn't want to say something bad or something you shouldn't. You had no idea how Cove would take it either. It would be terrible if it made him feel bad. What if he didn't want to play with you anymore? You might change your mind sometime. There was always tomorrow after all, but for now it was definitely something that you'd like to keep to yourself. With a final look, you went inside your house. Okay, 3 more. I think we'll do all of them. We'll do the rest 3 and then probably end. Because I don't want to like start the next like part of this story. Like, and then have to cut it halfway. We'll do the rest of the 3, which should be, I think they're each like 15 to 20 minutes long, so we should be fine. Every year, the Sunset Bird Memorial Library held a summer reading program. Your moms and Lizzie were big fans of it. Mom and Mommy because it encouraged reading, Lizzie because she could win prizes. When it came to what you thought about having to read a bunch of books and going to the library with competitive Lizzie, you loved it, you didn't care, you hated it. As a kid, I really liked to read. Each time it'd been one of the highlights of your summer. Your mom still brought up the time when you shyly made her a thank you card for letting you participate. You and Lizzie went with Shiloh before, and this year you brought Cove too. His dad had been so over the moon about Cove being included that he'd driven all 4 of you. You had never been in Cove's dad's car before. It seemed a lot shinier than your mom's. After herding the group inside, Mr. Holden gave you all a wide wave with the arm that had a stingray on it. Have fun, kids. Stay inside of the librarian, do you hear? I wish I could watch you in action, but your poor old dad has to finish up some work.
I got it.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, Log. We Blooper joked about a poop command and I just added it right at the beginning of the stream. It's so gross though. So I'm sure that won't get in the way. Heck, I probably hold you kids back. There's apparently no reply from his son over what was likely meant only as a joke. Cove's dad seemed to play it a bit. I'll swing around again when the when the shining ends. When the shindig ends.
Yeah, you could go home now.
Oh, you don't have to throw me out the door. Look, your sister already in full competition mode. Cut him off for once. Cove looked grateful she was there.
We have to go find a table, Mr. Holden. You can talk to Cove after when we win.
Okay, see you in about an hour. Have fun. Did I say that already? My advanced age is really catching up to me now. My advanced age. I don't know how to do the, like, like, when you add something to it. I don't know how to get that to happen. Sorry, Log. Blooper and Star tried that too. I didn't know how to do it.
Bye, Dad.
Bye, son. 4 of you watch him shuffle out of the library, glancing over his shoulder at Cove more than once.
Bye, Mr. Holden. Thank you for bringing us. Thanks, Lizzie. I don't know what you're thanking me for. Are you copying Shiloh?
Distracted Cove was already glancing around the gigantic library.
I want to go explore. What?
I said I want to look around and see what's in here. The Kermit frog. Nah, it's okay. Yeah, I'll try to figure out how to do that and then implement it into the commands. It's just, I don't know how to do it right now. Commands are confusing as hell. At least for me.
I said I want to go look around and see what's in here. But the quiz starts soon. That's why we came.
Right at the first signs of conflict, Shiloh's eyes darted between Lizzie and Cove.
And you can do it without me, right? You don't need a bunch of people. Didn't your dad say to stay with the librarians? You shouldn't go somewhere by yourself.
Cove leveled an unimpressed stare at both of them, then his eyes met yours.
Why are you looking at her? Ara's with us. Ara can come if she wants to.
Chris, I'm gonna go over to Cove, stay next to Lizzie. I'd rather go exploring. I'll stick with the Cove idea is more fun. Cove looked surprised but happy at the same time. This was something you quietly admitted you were looking forward to, and you still picked his idea instead.
Fine, let's go, Shiloh. Okay.
Her arms folded, your sister stormed off. Charlotte had to race to keep up with her.
She cares a lot about that. Uh-huh.
Shiloh looks like a chihuahua trying to keep up with a horse. You couldn't help but laugh.
Since you've been here a lot before, we could play hide and seek. Hide and seek, not exploring?
Yeah, but if I'm searching for you and you're searching for me, we'll really have to look at everything. You weren't entirely sure how effective that would be, but couldn't say he was totally wrong.
I'll hide first.
Decision made, Cove took off towards the back of the library. You already agreed to play with him instead, so you covered your face and waited for 10 seconds. When you looked up again, he was nowhere to be seen. You glanced over towards the way he went. Cove hadn't had much time to hide, but he was already invisible. The place you decided to check was... next to Peter Pan, Fairy Tale, Solar System. What did he say he liked last time? Solar System model, why not? Your library solar system display was pretty neat. It had all the planets from the sun on out, and it had its own little section hidden in the science books. But you saw a tiny pair of familiar shoes poking out from under the earth, so you leaned around it.
Hi. Oh, hey.
Turn back to the earth and its tiny moon.
On this spot, I think it's supposed to be a solar eclipse. Kind of blocks out the sun.
You looked at it, tilting your head. He was right. The thing was something you'd always walked by, but you never noticed that before. Hide did seem to be working out for finding interesting things.
Your turn now. I'm gonna cover my eyes and count to 10. I promise I won't peek.
While Cove had his eyes securely behind the palms of his hands, you went to go hide. Fanny section near the toddler's books. By the outlaw poster under a giant piece of fruit near the stuffed animals. By the fire awareness section. That's where Log has to hide. I'm stretching. Sorry. I want to hide near the toddler's books, but I also want to hide near the stuffed animals. Outlaw, fantasy. I feel like stuffed animals. There was a place near the toddler's book with lots of stuffed animals for kids to play with. A tiny section among the boxes of toys and beanbags was almost out of sight if you didn't check closely. It was a perfect place to blend in, and for a little while you did just that. Unfortunately, all those stuffed animals are also your downfall. As soon as you took a breath and leaned back, one of the press-to-talk sensors went off.
Oh dear, I'm late. I'm late for a very important date. I'm late for a...
Like a super spy detected on the trail of diabolical supervillain, which in this case was probably you. Cove was there as soon as the white rabbit started squeaking.
Wow, that's loud.
Sudden loud noise really had startled you and made you grimace. But Cove made a wincing face back at you, clearly understanding. He wriggled in his spot far away from the rabbit and gestured to the rest of the library.
It's my turn again. Start counting so I can pick a spot.
Toy Ara sounds... Pog? Resto Pog. Okay. Thanks, I guess.
Okay.
Cove darted off before you even had the chance to fully close your eyes.
One Mississippi.
When the time was up, he was long gone again. There were still lots of good places to hide, so you figured he was... kid detective poster behind the Willy Wonka statues and the old Christmas stuff. I just closed my eyes and clicked. You figured he was probably near the poster where a gigantic image of a smirking kid detective. Cove could have hidden in the itty-bitty little reading area next to it. Glancing past the poster itself briefly, your brain registered the words, Junie B. Jones, don't call her Beatrice, in big imposing letters. You paused to stare for a second thinking.
Why would I call her Beatrice if her name is Junie?
Shaking your head to clear away the distraction, you tiptoed to see who was sitting in the comfy chair. And sure enough, it was Cove. But he was so absorbed in the book he was reading that he hadn't even noticed you yet.
I don't think most people read while playing hide and seek.
Eat Pete, Puck. Eat the world. Cove glanced up at you in one rough motion.
Oh, hi, Aura. I wasn't sure when you get here. It took a while.
Not that long. 41% Pog and 96% Pog for Star. I think the 96% Pog and then just kidding is more insulting than the 41%. Whoops.
Not that long. Could have been worse, but it could have been better. Let's keep playing. I'm doing good.
He put his hands over his eyes. Before you could run off again, a librarian approached the two of you. I want to get 69% Pog. Good luck with that. Librarian. Oh, kids, I've been looking for you. Cove peeked between his fingers at the stranger.
Us?
You must be Cove. Your dad told me he was waiting by the entrance. Cove blinked, mouth opening like he was going to say something, then glanced down his pink cast. It was a pretty clear giveaway.
Sure. Is my sister Lizzie with him? She's taller than us and has orange hair.
You're Aura, right? You nodded. Phew, I found both of you at once. That's right, she's with him and the little guy with freckles. Come on, let's go get you guys reunited so we could close up for the night. Ready to go home, you and Cove followed him up front where the ragtag group of family members and Shiloh were all waiting.
There you are!
She was pouting. You could tell from all the way across the room, and it was only that much more obvious as you got closer.
Did you win? We came in second.
Hey gang, I thought you had been here the whole time. Been with them the whole time, Cove. I'm glad you didn't just go off by yourself, at least. Cove glanced over at you, then back up at his dad.
Me too.
Aw, that's cute. A broad smile spread over Mr. Holden's face. Even so, next time you should, Cove? Cove's dad glanced around slightly frantic, but Cove, just like always, had snuck off without thinking to say anything.
He's leaving. Cove's trying to be the first one to the car.
Sudden burst of speed, Lizzie darted for the exit, still in Victor to be mode, even for something like a race through the ride at the front seat. There was nothing else for the three of you to do except... Oh, hi, Rai Rai. How are you? How are you doing today? We're playing a visual novel dating sim called Our Life Beginning and Always. Right now we're in the kids stage, so we're kids. Yeah, this is a visual novel. It's like a visual novel dating sim thing that I played for Valentine's Day. But it has like different sections of like your life. Like you create a character and you play through your life basically. So right now we're in the kid section, and then it goes to like adolescence, then teen, then young adult, I think. Bonk! Why did I get a bonk? I was doing so good. There was no bonks this whole stream. Why I get a bonk? Sussy? How is this sussy? This was under the list of wholesome visual novels. So, there. And it's been nothing but wholesome. A little sad, but wholesome. There was nothing else for the three of you to do except head after them, pretending the librarians hadn't noticed all the commotion. Though Lizzie had been victorious in claiming a window seat in the car, you could tell by her crossed arms and occasional pout that she still had not forgiven your betrayal. Cove had sighed when he had to sit in the middle after Lizzie shot past him at the last second, but he cheered up some as you hopped in the back seat next to him. Did you say you came in second place? That's some good going.
No, it's not.
She levied another glare at you over her shoulder. Sure. Striving to improve is good too. Fight the world. 20 protect Pog, locking 99 scratches and 100 AP. For that command, that 99 scratches is almost is one away from being the complete amount you can get for that command. So good job, Log.
I was winning in our game.
You nodded, even though you felt that with another couple of rounds you could have swung a victory.
Hide and seek with just you two? That doesn't even count as winning. Why not? It's not special. There's no judges or prizes.
26 scratches, wow. But you lost a lot of HP, right? You eyed the seat you fought so hard to win. That wasn't much of a prize either.
Dad.
Yes? You can see Cove's dad eyes in the rear view mirror, suddenly attentive as his son call.
We need a prize.
As a matter of fact, Mr. Holden focused intently on the road as though a suitable reward to please Cove might appear before him. Right. The big thing on the flyer for this was a chance to get a free coupon, wasn't it? How about I call up a takeout place and we can have pizza at home for dinner? It's okay, I have 1 billion HP. I regenerate about 1 million a second. Oh, wow. Is that more than Froggy? Froggy, I know, has healing magic. Trixie, you're gonna have to try, even though Trixie's not here right now, but she can still get you from, like, well, she's invisible, I guess. She can get you from the beyond. I have 1 HP, 1 health point. Oh no. I saw. Aw, thank you for redeeming Trixie's star. There she is. Now she's here. I guess Trixie's got a stealth attack, right? Yeah, she does. She's very stealthy. She's a magical cat after all, so she has magic at her disposal. Thank you for filling up Trixie's water bowl, Log. Lizzie huffed, pulling her arms closer to her chest. 13 scratches, not bad. And only 64 HP lost. Pet, 21 scratches. Trixie thinks Ferrari is 38% Pog. That's not too bad of an insult. This command is currently on cooldown. Please wait another 5 seconds. Oh, I have that? That's a command? I didn't know that. "23 scratches. How many did Log get? 21 scratches. So you still got more than Log. Poor Log.
Great, now only Cove gets anything good.
Hey there, I'll ask your moms if it'd be alright for you kids to have some. No way. Pleased, you smiled as you stared out the window at the scenery whizzing by.
Thank you, Thanks, Mr. Holden.
Oh, you actually got the 69, but not the 69. Not the 69 Pog, but you got the 69 scratches. Nice, Login. Damn, Trixie has it out for me. Yeah, thanks.
Yeah, thanks, Dad.
You're welcome. I do what I can. But you really should have stuck with the group. The quiz would have been fun. That was the plan when I dropped you off.
We stayed together and we didn't leave the library.
I'm glad for that. I am. Well, there's a lot of trouble you can get into even if you have a buddy along for a ride. Just be careful next time. I worry about you, and I bet Ara's parents wouldn't want her to run off unexpectedly either. Okay, son? Oh, wow. You actually got a lot of scratches this time, Log.
Okay.
That's right, boy. Now, enough guff from your old dad. Let's decide what kind of toppings we're gonna get.
Pepperoni.
Sounds good. Anything else? And the conversation continued from there with debates on what was best to put on a pizza for the rest of the drive. Twitch mobile is being scuffed again. I'm sorry, Blooper. I guess I was a warm-up. Now Trixie's become super Trixie. Yeah.
Ugh.
Mr. Holden wanted anchovies, and the other 3 kids in the car had to band together to explain how gross they were. The way Zaz laughed up in the front seat made you wonder if he was doing it on purpose. Yeah, I had a fun day already, but closing out with a promise of a free pizza after all the more time to hang out with Cove made it even sweeter. It was a shame you hadn't been able to do the quiz, but skipping it for just 1 year didn't hurt. It was worth it. Aw, that's cute. Okay, 2 more. 2 more. Barbecue and then sleepover. You've been brought up along to the big park today, which did an excellent job of living up to its title. The park near your house with its lonely playground equipment wasn't even a quarter of the size of the expanse of grass and trees that lay before you now. As it was in the town over and too far for you to walk to by yourself, you didn't get to visit it much, and so you soaked up the environment. Another difference between this park and the one in your neighborhood was that this one had visitors other than you, Lizzie, Shiloh, and Cove. Today it was the busiest you'd ever seen it thanks to a community get-together luring people in from all over the local area with a promise of barbecue and fireworks. Oh, your spare PC is working? Oh, I'm glad to hear that. What are you shooting, Star? So if you're trying to shoot Trixie, you're shooting in the wrong direction, I think. Or is that just for me? Wait, no, you would be shooting in the right direction if you're watching like that. Yeah, never mind. You're shooting in the right direction. It's just for me, you're on the left. So, you're shooting in the wrong direction for me. Your family and Coves were just 2 of many. What seemed like dozens of cars were parked up already when you had arrived. You saw Cove hesitate as you took in the growing gaggle of strangers. By your mommy, Lizzie bounced on the balls of her feet, barely containing her excitement. The crowd made you nervous. You couldn't wait for the fireworks. You looked forward to meeting the kids. You'd rather have stayed home. Your tummy was already rumbling for the food to come. Even if it was bigger, this park wasn't as special as the one back home. The crowd made you nervous. But you couldn't avoid coming to the event. Mommy had told you that people running the community event weren't charging for it, but she wanted them to get something in return. Which is why you'd not been allowed to touch the beautiful iced cupcakes she had carried on her lap during the drive over. It was a special treat for them. Aw, the cat emotes. Every time the car made a turn, she clutched the box tight enough for her knuckles to strain, much to everyone else's amusement. Mr. Holden's contribution to this party, a huge pack of juice boxes, was tucked under his arm after being retrieved from the car's trunk. You bet there had been no such dramatics around that cargo getting here in one piece, but the boxes did lack the beautiful shimmer of Mom's treasured cupcakes. Okie dokie, everyone all set? Should be. Cove, did you put the sunscreen on before we left?
Yeah, I always do. You don't have to tell me.
Mr. Holden deflated, his attempt at caring for his son rebuffed, but he triumphed with a smile. Good kid, I don't want you getting burned, or dehydrated either. It'll be a busy day. Hello, Mommy. Yeah, there she is. There's one of them, Log. Don't you think there's gonna be any risk of that second part? Mom nodded at the tables up ahead, laden with all kinds of food and drinks. She was right, there was plenty to go around. The parents headed over with you, Lizzie, and Cove trailing after them. A bunch of grown-ups were clustered around there, chatting, but you were more intrigued by what was on the tables. Some of it was familiar. Chilled meat, sliced vegetables, big bags of chips, but there was a lot that you didn't recognize. Your mom had said... Excuse me? Your mom had said that you weren't to touch the food until they said it was time to eat. You didn't want to risk getting caught. You wanted to listen to the rules. You didn't see the harm in taking just a little. Yes, let's be rebellious. Bloop. Yes, Bloop, that is your name. If you could nab something and pop it in your mouth without anyone noticing, no one could be upset. You chose to grab. Okay, baby tomato. God, no. Small carrot. God, no. Cocktail sausage. Rolled pizza ham. That's good. A potato chip or tortilla chip. I wasn't a rebel as a kid. Neither was I, but at first I said, when we first started playing this the last time, I was like, I'm gonna make this kid as true to me as I was as a little kid as possible. I changed that immediately. I wanted to cause chaos. And as a kid, I did not, so... Well, I guess I did sometimes, but... I did take apart a vacuum cleaner at 5, apparently. The whole thing? That's impressive. Let's get a potato chip and eat it. You put the whole thing in your mouth and chewed us surreptitiously. Okay, we're a kid. We're not gonna know that word. As you can manage. Cove definitely caught what you're up to. Luckily, you seemed to think it was funny and only smirked quietly. You saw that Mommy and Mr. Holden had deposited the food and drink they brought. Mommy gave the cupcakes one final worried look before turning to you with a smile. Since that's the topic at hand, how about we freshen up with something to drink? Yeah, why are you so close? That'd be great. Along with the ones out, there was a giant ice cooler on the ground stuffed with cans full of soda, boxes of juice, and milk, and as well as bottles of water. Your drink was? Juice, milk, water, juice. You slurped the sweet juice through the straw until all too soon you were sucking up only air. Your little group took a break while everyone quenched their thirst. Mr. Holden smacked his lip, but pantomiming enjoyment. That is at the spot, but you kids should go have fun. You can take your stuff with you and join the other kids playing games. Did someone do a command? Because I didn't see it pop up. Oh, why was I all the way over here? Dad, go buy milk. Hello, Mommy. All hail the mighty log. Guess not. Okay. Okay. I hit the spot, but you kids should go have fun. You can take your stuff with you and join the other kids playing games. I don't want to voice any other kids. Just don't go too far from the tables. We'll be keeping an eye out, so don't even think about sneaking off. We're not going to the other parts of the park today. Lizzie huffed at their comments. They did sound directed at her, but she scanned the surroundings, nodding her head towards a group of kids like a general directing their battalion. She pointed the way. Yeah, there's no commands. That was mine. Oh, okay.
Come on, let's go over there.
Cove's mouth was downturned as he looked from the parents and the other adults to the new kids, clearly not favoring either option. But ultimately, he hunched his shoulders and tagged along after Lizzie. He went to play with the other kids too. You followed after Lizzie and Cove, who were waiting for you on the outskirts of the group of the parents. Sorry, Log, I didn't stay with the parents.
Hurry up.
You picked up pace, moving into a jog, but when Lizzie pelted away at full speed, you and Cove had no choice but to break out into a run. The other kids were far out in the field, still at your speed. It wasn't long until you reached them. As you approached, they turned around to greet the newcomers.
Hi, I'm Lizzie. That's my little sister Ara, the ones with Cass's Cove.
You offered a smile. Cove simply lifted a hand in greeting. There were the chorus of hellos and names from other kids. One of the kids looked to be about Lizzie's age or older. A couple seemed to be the same age as you and Cove, and there was one tiny little thing with his arms folded over his chest.
What are you up to?
The first kid, a boy with curly black hair and neon green sneakers who'd introduced himself as Hayden, shrugged as he looked to the others. Oh, God, I don't want to voice more kids. Okay, gonna have the same voices as everyone else. Not much. It's okay, Ara. Don't stay with the parents. I'll take care of it. Locke drags Dad's butt somewhere and goes back to Mom's. Oh, no. Oh, wait. I should have stayed with the parents to look after them. Oh, God. I made a mistake. The second kid to pipe up, Lisa, had half her face obscured behind the huge glasses she wore.
We haven't decided yet.
She glanced wistfully over her shoulder, following her gaze. You saw the spray of water first and heard a shriek as someone got splashed in the face before you spotted the person shooting them.
Some people are playing with water guns, but there aren't any left.
The smallest kid, Noah, grumbled at that. You guess that's why he was sulking. Spencer, who hadn't said much, patted his shoulder. So that's out. A new kid raced over with a glint in her eyes and braids streaming behind her. You spotted the plastic orange pistol in her hand too late when the trigger had already been pressed.
Ack! Rude!
Hey! As you had been caught first... Blooper? Blooper, remind me, what was that thing at the beginning of the stream that happened? Don't make me make another redeem for you. I cannot see it. No, why did you say that, Blooper? Redeemer, redeem? Oh, I meant a command, not a redeem. Can't see what? Apparently, Blooper said that Cove's eyebrow... I can see him looking like SpongeBob, but his eyebrows don't look like sperm. I just went full screen, that's when I noticed. He looks like SpongeBob. Wait, why am I getting the bonk? It should be Blooper. It should be Blooper. Yeah, like, apparently this is... okay, Blooper. Blooper, I'm gonna... His eyebrows not look like sperm, that's what I heard. Apparently to Blooper and to Log, his eyebrows look like sperm. Lizzie, who'd been caught first, was fuming. Cove wiped water from his face. You rubbed it at your ear, trying to dislodge the water that pooled there. Watch out, he has a cast, you laughed. Don't spray people, you push her away. Worried you looked at Cove's plaster on, you knew that he had to be careful with it around water. It's okay. The girl simply oh, I think I made him sad. The girl simply darted, I didn't mean to make you sad, let me go back. Oh. Sorry, I normally don't really go back, but I don't want him to be sad. Don't spray people, you laughed. It was pretty funny, and you were unhurt by the water trickling down your neck. The girl simply darted off to find more victims unaffected by your reaction. She doesn't mean anything by it. Lizzie tutted, flicking her hair out of her face. The girl not meaning anything by it didn't change the fact that she'd been sprayed. Cove looked similarly unimpressed. Lisa's face... Oh no. I worked in the laboratory before, so I can't unsee that anymore. Oh god. Lisa's face lit up as she had an idea.
Hey, we should catch her. She won't be able to spray people if she's running away from everybody. Yeah!
Cove nodded as the other kids murmured their interest or lack of in the game. No, thank you. Shook your head. You nodded along. Okay, that doesn't sound like a good idea to me. Oh no. You sat on the sidelines as the other kids chased the girl with the pistol. Spotting them racing after her, she laughed and shot her pistol in the air. Only a couple of drops squeezed out. She swerved, causing discord with the group as they stumbled over each other in their uncoordinated attempt at turning. You clapped. You applauded for the kids about to pounce on their target. The gap between the hunters and hunted was narrowing. Eyes wide, you watched as Lisa lunged and tackled her friends to the ground.
Got her!
Panting, she punched the air in triumph, pushed her glasses back up to the bridge of her nose. The girl who had been caught giggled as she got to her feet, brushing strands of grass from her knees. Smiling, Cove came to a stop. Lizzie whooped with delight. Clapping her hands, the boy with the bright sneakers grinned.
You're it now. Catch us if you can. Yeah! I'll do it. You won't get away from me.
Did somebody say, huh? I'm ready. Oh my gosh. I thought you were with the mom's log. They all dispersed, squealing and laughing as they tried to evade capture. The sour mood from earlier had evaporated entirely, replaced by a light and playful atmosphere. Several rounds later, when most of the kids had taken at least one turn of it, the scent of smoke wafted up to your nose. Caught by surprise, you looked up and found the brilliant blue of the sky had turned orange as the sun sunk down on the horizon. With all the excitement, you lost track of time completely. Looking over, you saw people standing over the grills and poking them to life. It was nearly time to eat.
We should go over there. I'm so hungry.
Our parents are at different spots. I don't know. I'm Log. I am omnipresent. Oh, that's terrifying, actually.
Yeah. Bye. It was cool playing. Yep. Bye.
I don't know. I'm getting all their voices confused. You waved goodbye to the other group of kids before hurrying over to your parents with Lizzie and Cove. A tickle unfurled in your throat, growing more persistent as you came closer to the source of the smoke. As the three of you approached the tables, your parents spotted you and came to join you halfway. You tried to greet them, but another cough obstructed your words. She's woofing again. Woof, that's quite a cough. Are you alright, sweetie? You shook your head. No, I'm fine. You nodded confidently. You shook your head. We won't be alright for today. Oh, baby, I'm sorry. The smoke will be gone soon. No one needs to go up to the grills if they don't want to. Just let me know what you need. There was no response from the two other kids here. You hung your head, moving closer to the smoking grill. I can do it. I can get it myself. You marched over to the grills. Can you get it for me? Please, could you get it for me? We'll say please. Of course. The main thing being served is kebabs. You can have whatever you like on it. There's different meats and veggies. What would you like on yours? Mom is right. There's plenty of options. Oh, what would you like on yours? Mom is right. There's plenty of options. Chicken and peppers. Okay. Ooh. Beef. Potatoes. Chicken. And that's everything. I don't like vegetables, really. Your mommy until we meet again. Meat, yeah. Meat feast. Sounds good to me. The veggies will be good for you. All I got were potatoes, lady. Order given, you waited for your food to be ready. Lizzie headed towards you, having issued her own request.
Hi again. I heard what you ordered. I'm getting chicken kebab with all 3 colors of peppers.
You are a better eater than I am. Noticing that Cove approached, she turned to him. What are you having? Why does it matter?
I don't know. I was just asking.
I'm getting beef and shrimp with all vegetables except onions. Lizzie hummed while evaluating his response.
That's okay, I guess, but chicken is definitely the better one.
Then you can eat all the chicken.
I'm going to.
Is this stupid argument? Chicken is worth all the chicken in the world?
No, that's dumb. You know what I mean.
Lizzie peered over to the grills where the kebabs were being handed out. A growing assortment of kebabs collected in your parents' hands.
They're coming over. Don't get jealous of mine when you realize you made the wrong choice, Cove.
I didn't make the wrong choice. Same to you, Lizzie. We all make good choices. There isn't a wrong choice.
It's just what kebab somebody eats.
person serving gave your mommy one final kebab, then your parents moved over to rejoin you. That sounds good though. I love peppers. I like the taste of peppers, I just don't like the texture. Between them, they were carrying 6 kebabs, one for each of you, including Cove and Mr. Holden. We've got the goods! Spicy is good. Yes, spicy is good. Cove's... Cove's daddy is looking for a place we can sit. In the meantime, they began passing the kebabs to their rightful owners. Lizzie smiled smugly as she received hers. These are pretty big. Be careful not to drop it. Log wants their goods, yeah. Spicy is best. I want lava. Oh my gosh. Careful not to drop it. Try not to poke yourself with the ends either. They're sharper than you might think. Hearing that, you tentatively pushed the tip of the skewer against your finger. It felt like the point of a newly sharpened pencil. Excuse me? Though it didn't hurt your hand, you wouldn't want it scraping the roof of your mouth or jabbing your tongue. Mommy chuckled, clucked her tongue. It would have been nice if the options were a little easier to manage and less messy to eat, especially for smaller kids. I like spicy pizza with garlic mayo dip. It's yum yum. Pog, 27% pog. I've never had spicy pizza. I'm very basic with pizza. I just like pepperoni. And I don't really like condiments that much. Pog. There are not even plates for everyone, so we could set the food down for a second. Oh, what the hell? Log, what the hell? How? Okay, I'm glad I did not make a deal with you, because I was gonna make a deal with you if you got 69%. I am so glad I did not get, I did not make that deal. Like what? Oh, I don't like condiments, and so yeah, I probably wouldn't like the dipping sauce. Damn it, we should have made a deal. I was going to, because I was like, there's no way he's gonna get it, but I was like, eventually he will, so I didn't want to make it, and you got it this stream. Damn. That's what you get for the price of free, but we can hack it, right? Lizzie nodded her head vigorously, clutching her kebab like a trophy. Your parents led you back to the tables. It was immediately evident why Mr. Holden had been set to scout one out. The benches had quickly filled up as people got their food. Shake my hand. Come on, boy. Won't you shake this poor sinner's hand? Yes. Are you ready? That sounds so familiar. Is that from... Hold on. Don't tell me. I know where that's from. Yeah, Princess and the Frog. There you go. Mr. Holden was standing over a corner section near the edges of the sitting area. He beckoned your group over to join them. Made a clip, mwahaha. Oops. Oops. Oops, what? Yeah, Princess and the Froggy. Oh, okay, I see what you're doing.
Ugh.
Okay. You clambered onto the bench, taking care not to let your kebab slip from your fingers. Cove took a seat next to you. Lizzie took the other side. Your mom passed the final enclave kebab to Mr. Holden. Thanks, this looks delicious. Thank you for getting a space out here. Why are you bonking, blooper? At least you're not bonking me, so I guess that's fine. Everyone walked into their food. Though you didn't think you'd do... I spoke too soon. Though you didn't think you'd use much energy standing around, you felt very ready to enjoy your dinner. Nope, bonk delivery. Yep, I should just stay silent. Perhaps it had been delicious smells that filled the air, along with the smoke that had irritated your throat.
Mr. Holden, what do you do?
Well, I do a lot of things.
Do you play golf?
Only if you count mini golf. One look at Lizzie's stricken face confirmed that she did not. She could enjoy the occasional round of mini golf at a mini golf place, especially if she had an audience to impress. But your sister took her passion very seriously, her very boring passion. That also against bonk delivery? What? What'd I do? Even then, it's been years since I gave it a shot. Cove groaned at the female pun. Mom chuckled. You weren't sure if she was responding to the joke, Cove's annoyance, or Lizzie's offense. Silence give bonk delivery. Oh, okay.
Don't worry about it.
Just as well. She'd be dragging you to the green every week.
That's because I got dedication. You need a good driver or two to get far.
Mr. Holden nodded, clicking his tongue in appreciation. Cove looked from his father to your sister, lost in the conversation. Outclassed in golf and wit.
I don't get it. More golf stuff. You should really give real golf a try. Maybe I'll even teach you some tricks.
Don't try to change my dad to be more like you. Lizzie gave Cove a dirty look at the accusation. Mommy felt the need to move the topic ahead before it got heated. What do you mean my brain has stopped working? What do you mean my brain is loading? What did I do? What did I do this time? What did I do this time? Oh no.
How nice.
That's really sweet of you, but I'm sure Mr. Holden is busy. He might not have time for another hobby. Yeah, I don't think I'm made for that. Still, the offer is appreciated.
Why?
Then tell me something you really do already. You just go away every day.
I like scuba diving, though with business, that's more work than play these days. With the business, that's more work than play these days. Surfing and reading, snorkeling. Those are things Cove likes, so that's a good thing you divided me. Those things Cove like. Mr. Holding exaggeratedly puffed out his chest. Can I say, my boy's got good taste. He takes after his dad in that way. The sun had been setting when you got your food, and by the time you finished, night had truly fallen. Your sticky fingers were the only remaining evidence of your meal. The kebab had been a great combination, more than the sum of its parts. The seasoning of freedom to choose every ingredient yourself was what made it something to remember. Rising from the table, Mommy held up her water bottle. Okay, now that the food is gone, you've got to wash your hands. Alright, Lizzie, please hold them out. Lizzie complied, coming over and cupping her hands together in front of her. Mommy splashed some water over her fingers, and Lizzie... I wasn't even silent that time! I was talking, I was reading the story! Splashed the water over her fingers, and Lizzie rubbed them together, working off any residue. Gotta wash hands, oh my gosh. Here. Mom passed her a paper towel from her purse, and Lizzie used it to dry off her hands. Mama says so. Oh my gosh. You and Log with these moms, like, apparently. Your turn, Aura. You didn't move, I don't need to. Begrudgingly, you lifted up your hand. You readily had all your hands to catch the water. Yeah, we'll just do it. Copying Lizzie, you washed your hands, taking care to clean every crevice between your fingers before wiping them dry. Nearby, Cove had taken his own course of action, wiping his hands on his pants and leaving a stain where his finger has been. Mr. Holden shook his head. Let's clean that off, pal. He scrubbed out the fabric with a scrunched up napkin.
Dad, it's not that bad.
When everyone was cleaned up, or as clean as they could be with the limited facilities, Mom spoke up. Let's go make one last check at the coolers and restock on drinks before the fireworks show.
No time. We have to get a good spot. Everywhere's gonna be taken.
Sorry, what was that, R? I was busy with Moms. Okay, let me ban log. I'm just kidding. How about I go ahead and save space again? You can meet up with me in the field after getting the drinks.
Then I'm going with Cove's dad. I'll find the perfect place.
Okay.
Sus. No. Sus. Sure thing, I could use that extra pair of eyes. Mommy shook her head ruefully at Lizzie's even more enthusiastic than usual attitude. Alright, me, Cliff, and Lizzie can go find a place to sit. Pam? Her name is Pam? What's her name? It's like, okay, so we learned the other mom's name, Pam. So Mom is Pam and Mommy is, like Noelle or something, or Noelle, something like that. It's something like that. Pam, Cove, and Ara, do you want to go get the drinks?
Okay.
I don't want to get drinks. You consider your options, so I want to pick the spot. Okay, I'll get all the stuff we need. I just call them female parental unit. As Mommy, Lizzie, and Mr. Holden headed off into the wide open field where the fireworks were being set up, you joined Cove and Mom in turning to the cooler where you picked up drinks earlier. Even as you approached, you suspected you wouldn't find much in it. Where it had really been stocked to the brim, it was now half empty. Incoming female parental unit. Oh my gosh. The ice which had cushioned the drinks and kept them cool was largely melted, only with a handful of pieces floating like tiny icebergs. Slim pickings. The drinks that remained looked to be bottles of plain water, but you caught a glimpse of something more colorful in amongst them. Mom rummaged around. I almost read among them, and I was gonna make an Among Us joke, but it's not that. It's Among Us. Oh, or among. What was it? Oh my! I just confused myself. Amongst them. Oh, let me save. It's been a while. Yeah, it's been an hour since I saved. Mom rummaged around in the cooler, excavating a couple of juice boxes from the bottom in the process. Aha! Ara, Cove, you can take one of those if you want the perks of helping. You took only water bottle, you took a juice box for yourself, you took a juice box to share, and a water bottle for yourself. Cove hesitated but decided to take a juice box for himself. When you were each loaded up with your chosen drink plus an extra bottle or two for someone else, the group Mom's phone started to ring. She juggled the water bottles over into the crook of her arm and looked at the caller. It's Mommy, hold tight while I get this. Yeah, you like tofu, don't you, Blooper? So you would like those emotes. Those are really cute. Hey, hun, how's... Oh, wait, that's the wrong mom. Hey, hun, how's it going? Did you find our perfect spot already? She nodded along to the call, punctuating uh-huhs as Mommy gave her directions. Catching your eye, she gestured toward the grassy area. We've got a place. Come on, we better hurry before the show starts. You and Cove jogged after your mom, who led you through the field and the separate groups of people assembled there, back to the rest of your families. Hello, we're here, and we come bearing drinks, though there wasn't much left. The three of you handed over the spare drinks. You held up the extra juice box.
I brought this for someone.
How sweet.
You're so thoughtful, Ara. Despite Mommy replying pretty expectantly, there was just one person who made a claim to the sweet drink.
Can I have it? Okay. Thanks, I love you, Ara.
Aww. You two are a real pair. Once everyone had been equipped with a drink for the big event, you sat on the grass beside Cove and waited for the magic to begin. Magic! Most people in the park had taken a seat now, with a few stragglers silhouetted back at the tables in the distance. A few rambunctious kids were still dashing about, but their number was steadily decreasing as their parents called them over and restored order. Cookies and milk. Oh, thank you for the hydrate log. Oh, and thank you for the stretch log. Dip the cookie in the milk. Yes, I want cookies now and milk. Ugh, no, why you do that? Stretch! And now you bonk me. Okay. You've been talking for a while now. Yeah, I have. But there's one more after this. I don't know if I'm gonna do it or if I'm gonna wait till next stream because my voice is getting really tired, but I feel like I should do it just to have it at a point where we could stop. Like, so we could have all of them done. This one's really long though. Someone bearing a cardboard box weaved between the groups, pausing every so often. You nudged Cove and pointed.
What are they doing?
Looks like they're handing out something out. I can't make out what it is. I hope it's not drinks. Mommy chuckled, but Lizzie and Cove were now watching the bestower of mysterious goods keenly.
Are they gonna come to us too?
Mom softly put her hands on top of her sister's shoulders as she feared Lizzie might bolt over to a stranger. Lizzie didn't even glance at her, eyes locked on the potential prize. I don't know. Well, we'll have to wait and see. You were intrigued. Studying the man in the box closely as he gradually meandered nearer, you could make out that he was handing out small items to most of the groups he stopped at. They seemed too short to be water balls. Beyond that remained a mystery. Then the boxman made his way to your group. Evening, I'm handing out dessert. Any takers?
There's dessert?
Lizzie squealed, hopping up off the field. The man chuckled. Ice cream! I'm gonna take that as a yes. Ice cream's on the menu. Vanilla flavored with a twist of either chocolate or strawberry syrup. Chocolate! Nice. Not for me though, thanks. Same, but the offer is appreciated.
I want chocolate!
Can I have strawberry? And strawberry for me too, please. Now you're gonna have to make a decision. Chocolate or strawberry? You were lactose intolerant. That's just a choice you make in the game, that you're lactose intolerant. No way, I'm getting chocolate. You pulled on your mom's shirt and whispered you wanted strawberry. You pulled on your mom's shirt and whispered that you wanted chocolate. This is so me, oh my god. This is literally me as a kid. Like, just like the... Like, telling my parents what to say for me. I'll do that. Oh, and a second chocolate for this one here. Reaching into the box, the man brought out the requested ice cream and tossed them out. It came packaged in a little plastic cup, complete with a wooden spoon stuck to the paper lid. The condensation wet your fingers in a pleasant way. Thank you. Kids are you going to thank the nice man too? There were a chorus of thanks. He accordingly nodded and walked off to another group. The man couldn't spend much time with each group considering how many he had to get to. You peeled back the tab and covered the ice cream and got right into your unexpected treat. It tasted amazing. Lizzie was definitely enjoying hers. Cove was too. You couldn't help thinking about how Cove had strawberry while you had chocolate. Can I try yours? Want a bite of mine? But you didn't mention that. Want a bite of mine? He looked around awkwardly but nodded nonetheless. You caught a bit of ice cream, making sure to hit the chocolate swirl that distinguished it from Cove, and held it out for him. He nibbled at it. Do you want some of mine? Yes. Even though I don't like strawberry ice cream, I'm gonna say yes. He scooped out a chunk of ice cream with his wooden spoon before holding it out to you. You took it gladly, and it was gone in one bite. The voice act. That was cute. Another, what did I do? What did I do to deserve the bunk? Mommy was gazing at the two of you. Her mouth was in an open smile as she was about to say something else, but Mom tugged on her collar. Don't embarrass them. Hey, you don't like strawberry ice cream? No, I don't. I only like strawberry cake. Everything else that's artificially strawberry flavored hurts my stomach for some reason. I don't know why. I like actual strawberries. Oh no. Oh, my eyes. Okay.
Hey, if you're sharing, I'll take some.
You don't need it. You both you don't need it. You both have the same flavor.
So what?
You shook your head. No, you're not taking any of mine. You can have some. Not taking any of mine. Lily stuck her tongue out to both of you and turned her attention back to her own cup of ice cream. My bonk was so OP affected the eyes. Yeah. Okay. Lizzie munched away happily, but ultimately didn't succeed in monopolizing her attention. Eyes wide, she looked at her mommy and pulled on her pants.
I didn't get strawberry. Can I have some of yours, please?
Oh, I see. I see. My friends did the same thing about artificial strawberries. Oh, wow. Really? Of course, sweetie. Lizzie cooed with excitement as Mommy presented her with a dollop of ice cream and syrup mixture. Licking her lips, Lizzie lapped it up. Mommy, come on. Wait, that's the wrong voice. Mommy, come on now. Lizzie has all the ice cream she needs. She simply laughed and pinched Lizzie's cheeks, then dug her spoon into it again and held it out to you. I just can't resist. Ara, would you like some of mine? She's got a whole cup of ice cream to eat already and had a bite of Cove's. I think that's plenty. But that's not the same as getting a little extra from your mommy. Pass on, you accepted. You ate the treat being offered, much to Mom's charge and Mommy's delight. Cove watched the exchange silently with a blank expression. Mom, on the other hand, shook her head, a fond smile on her face. Well, you better at least give me some, too. Yeah, she had problems with consuming non-natural strawberries. Yeah, but I could, like, if it's like cake, I can do it. But it actually tastes really good. But if it's like ice cream, milk, and stuff like that, and I could take it, like, have it in smoothies and in yogurt, but that's really it. Oh, Tika! Hello, Tika! Oh, 5 scratches, wow. And you got to pet Trixie 72 times. Hello and good night. Hi and good night. Also, pull down her pants. The kitty's my best friend now. What? I don't even know what you're trying to say, Locke. 39 scratches, 97 HP. You could have gotten your own if you wanted ice cream. Excuse me? What? The kids have ice cream already. Now they're getting some of yours to boot, and I have nothing. Now is when you decide to be firm? Don't worry about it, Ara. Okay. I won't worry about it. Laughing, Mommy fed some ice cream to your sulking mom. She could never actually follow through with being tough. There. All better now? Yes. Good. How about you, Cliff? Would you like some? No, I'll be okay, but thanks for keeping me in mind. Why am I being bonked? This isn't fair. I've been bonked way too many times. Cove, it's only fair that you get the choice too. Cove shook his head firmly, concentrating on his own cup. Mommy smiled. Why not? That's true. Honestly, that's the same thing that I do to a Luffy, so I guess I'm getting my karma. Okay, as long as no one is feeling left out. Mommy was always so nice to everyone. Then the first firework cut through the sky, whistling as it ascended, until it hit its crescendo with an explosion. The park flashed as if lit. Squealing, Lizzie leapt to her feet, her forgotten ice cream tumbling to the ground as the firework cracked into tiny drops of glitter in the sky.
It's starting!
Everyone else looked up to the sky as another firework whizzed through the air. With each explosion, Lizzie would jump into the air. Back, it was kind of neat. The loud noise hurt your ears. Its paused teary eyes. The event was thrilling. Sure. Maybe. I don't really like fireworks. Ah, Luffy, hope it's okay. Yeah, I do too. Spotting your discomfort, Mom came to sit behind you. She wrapped her arms around you from behind her warmth, a comforting presence. Buried her face in her chest, soothed, you quietly watched the spectacle. Aw. Slurp? What are you slurping? Oh, ice cream, okay. I was like, what are you slurping? Let's be more scared. The noise and the sights were overwhelming. You craved the safety of your bed and its covers, but for now you would get by this way. Mom cradled your head in your arms, cooning you from the ruckus. The discomfort began to ebb away after the first few minutes of the show. As your racing heartbeat turned to normal, you took comfort in being cared for. Cove shuffled close, his worried eyes flashing back to you with every new explosion in the sky. Mommy's gaze was on you, then your parents made eye contact. Mom gestured with her hand to silently saying things were fine there. Mommy smiled, then hopped to her feet to join Lizzie in jumping up in tandem with every crack of a firework. They had a little party together. Mr. Holden watched the fireworks scene impassively. He did smile at you and even gave a thumbs up when he noticed you looking over. The fireworks continued, but you were not taking in the sights. The show eventually built up to a grand finale that boomed over the park. You let out a deep breath, proud of yourself for having made it to the end. Oh, this is cute, actually. Though the experience hadn't endeared you to fireworks, you had at least felt good that you weren't alone. Lizzie and Mommy gave a final whoop of delight before coming to join you and Mom, embracing both of you in a giant family hug. Cove shyly looked on, relieved by the smile that now brightened your face. Aww. His dad took the opportunity to ruffle his hair. Cove shook him off, but with a grimace of resignation rather than irritation. Though the sun had gone down long ago, the air on your bare arms was warm. You took in your giddy family, their spirits, whatever, by the firework display. Then your new friend and his father, who looked happy in their own quieter way, and smiled. This had been a pretty special night. Okay, just look at us passively, Mr. Holden. Go buy more milk. Oh my gosh. No! Log, no! Okay, I want to do the next one, but if it's as long as that barbecue one was, I don't think my voice is gonna survive. So I'm gonna save here. And we'll finish that one up the next time we play, which is gonna be not next stream, but the stream after probably. And yeah, the stream after. And because today is this week is a Stardew Valley and this game week. So we'll play this one and then end the summer after it's over. Okay? Charge up the Funky Pong camera. Oh no. Oh, what's going on? Okay. Go to just chatting. I saved, right? Okay. 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 Oh, let me refresh this. Okay. And everyone, if you want to stay with me while I end, because we're gonna raid someone. We are gonna raid let's see. Thank you so much for the stream. Thank you for being here, Log. I know it's like really early for you. Who can we raid? Tricky, she only has 2,000 viewers. Oh my gosh. Thank you for the socials. Who should we raid? There's Shinx, Shota, and Glassum. Who should we raid? Let's see. Before that, let me put the raid message in chat. Let me see if this works. Either is good. Did it work? Or is it, did it work or is it just, oh, nope, it just put out. Damn it. Oh wait, it worked. Oh wait, did it work? Oh my god, it worked. Okay, that's for subscribers and then... Ah, that's not how you spell raid. And there's for non-subscribers. Okay, we'll raid Shinx because it's... we raided Shota, I think, not last time, but a few streams ago. And it's been a while since we raided Shinx, so... We'll do... Lash... Raid... Whoops. Shiny... Power up for the raid. Did I spell that right? Shiny, shiny. Oh, there's a thing. There. There we go. Oh, let me copy this myself too. Copy. Okay, there we go. Okay, there we go. Thank you everyone for being here. I forgot the ending screen again. Whoops. Okay. Oh, too bad. Okay, thank you so much for being here. I really like this game. Thank you for everyone that stopped by, like Blooper said. Thank you for hanging out with me. I'm sorry if this game is not everyone's cup of tea, but I really, really like it so far. So that's okay. I know it's not as popular as the other ones. But, thank you. Bye. Thank you everyone for stopping by. Thank you everyone for joining the raid. And yeah. Bye. Let me go to my ending screen. Let's raid. Oh, it's my cup of tea. Oh, I know it is, Log.